Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome. We're up. We're here.
We have landed.
All right. Awesome Talk, Season 9, Episode 3 on November 21st, 2017. Welcome to the show. Welcome, everybody, to the bar this evening.
Indeed.
What's up? Woo! Funky.
Welcome.
Welcome, everybody.
Let's go.
Welcome. So tonight...
Wait.
All right.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
All right. So tonight, our special guest at the bar is hip-hop artist Frankie B is here. So I'd like to give him a round of
Thank you
applause.
for having me, guys.
dude.
He is our surprise guest. He called Matt and he was like, dude, I'm going to do this. I got to be there. And then he was here and now he's here.
Fresh off the clock, too. Just got out of work.
Smell sulfur.
I was like, can't say no to that. No way.
Yeah.
You gotta love it when somebody just goes, fuck it, I'll do a podcast.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm all about it.
I'm all about it.
Ultimate
Yeah.
respect right
Hell
there.
yeah, always.
So tonight, again, first off, let's welcome Jared back to the bar one more time.
Oh,
Jared.
I'm sorry.
He lives.
Thank you.
He's alive.
You made it. You
I
made
am
it back. Dude, why is this? Oh, there it is. Okay, we are live. We are now live on Facebook and YouTube. So that's pretty awesome.
Facebook, YouTube.
So tonight, we are going to talk about some things that are going on in the world as per usual. We're going to watch some live music from Tony Tedesco that was filmed at the Langostal Lounge in Asbury Park. We're going to hear some Ice in the Face, and we're just going to, we're going to move through this. And the more shit that you guys say, the more shit that helps us to say things. So let's start off with a good old-fashioned Around the Bar. I'm your host, Rick.
I'm Tony.
I'm Ryan.
Sarah.
Jared.
My name's Frankie V.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, I'm Matt, the non-fundamentalist juggler.
Non-fundamentalist juggler.
Non-fundamentalist.
Lagoon.
So,
Jay.
God, where do I
And
begin?
Frankie's hype man.
Where do
Yes,
we
that
Where
too.
do
Where?
we
to?
begin?
We.
The Christmas decorations in this fucking place.
Okay, what's the problem with the Christmas decorations? Yes, exactly. What is wrong with
it's
a
not
little bit of holiday
Thanksgiving yet.
cheer? Yep. So what?
All right, would it really
Who
have
makes
been
these
much
rules?
better if you had come in and there were
Oh,
like
I don't
paper
care. No, this
turkeys
is
and
just-
like
okay.
hanging
No,
pilgrims
okay.
and shit?
Well, hell, if that's the case, and it's
Burning
like
Indians.
Yeah.
close to
You had to throw that in.
Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.
You guys are avoiding the
Evil
reality.
concepts
It ain't
of
Christmas yet.
year-round.
Keep this up year round?
Yeah.
We almost did.
We almost did. Like, I feel like I just took this shit down. I think I took it down in August.
At first glance, that Merry Christmas sign, I really thought was the Chicago logo, but in red glitter. Like the.
Well, we like to promote.
Oh my God.
We like to
Chicago
promote.
Transit Authority band.
Yeah, we
One
like
or the
to
other.
promote Chicago around here.
That
It's
thing's
just
sick.
an interesting place. You know what I'm saying?
No, the band.
Chicago.
The band.
We like
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, those guys.
Whatever version of the word Chicago you would like.
So, but who makes the rules, man? Who makes the rules? Dude,
Jared.
I do. Yeah.
Dude,
Right there.
I think we should keep up all holiday decorations all the time, all year round.
Do it.
All of them.
Do it.
Halloween, Christmas,
I dare you.
everything.
So like the trees at the beginning of Nightmare Before Christmas?
That
kind
too.
of- yeah?
We got one of those in the other. Well, something similar in the other room.
So this holiday should have a name then, right?
Oh, holiday.
Every day holiday.
Year a day.
All a day.
Holiday.
Yeah.
I'm down with
Happy
that.
holidays.
I like that. All day.
Happy holidays.
Deck the holiday.
Deck the alls.
Deck the alls with alls of Ollie.
Yeah. Oh man, now we're on something.
He gotta have shirts made.
You know what? You're having a lot of success with that, so I might put that in your hands to get that campaign going.
I do all right.
So,
Yeah.
God, what was the next thing I was gonna? What were we just talking about in the other room? And I said to save it. The Punisher is what we're
Punisher,
talking
yeah, that's dope. I'm on episode 7. It's
Did you watch the
already
new
one of
Punisher?
my favorite shows.
Do you know who the new Punisher is on the show?
Dolph Lundgren again?
Shane
Well,
from The
Wilson.
Walking
Shane
Dead.
from The
Yeah.
Walking Dead, dude. And I'll tell you what,
John
he
Bernthal.
fucking kills that
Yeah,
shit
he does,
too.
yeah.
Like he owned that Frank Castle shit, man.
Dude,
Because
watch the
agree.
second season of Daredevil first,
Yeah.
and then the Punisher.
Okay.
Did you hear
tied
that someone's
together.
doing Dune?
Oh, man.
No.
Did you guys ever
It's,
see? Did you guys ever
it's
watch
the guy
Dirty
who
Laundry?
made-
I know I
one
told you
second.
guys
I
about
have
it.
to look up who it was again because I don't remember.
What is it?
The new Dune that's being made.
Shut the. Oh yeah.
Wait, are they making it? Are they making it?
Oh, I heard that. I heard
material?
somebody-
Or it's gonna
No,
be
he
wrong?
actually explicitly said it's not going to be anything like that.
Then who gives a shit? David Lynch trying to fail miserably.
Oh, it's Dennis Villeneuve, whatever the fuck, the guy that did.
The new Blade Runner.
sorry, we have comments going on the show that I didn't even see that are happening. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
he also wrote Forrest Gump. That guy? That guy wrote.
He wrote
Yeah,
Forrest
that's-
Gump?
yeah, that's dope.
He didn't go full retard.
Wait, the guy who wrote Dune? The guy who wrote Dune?
No, not
The
Frank
guy
Carter.
who's making it.
Or the guy who's
guy
making
who's
Dune?
remaking
Okay,
it.
all right.
He didn't go full retard.
So let's see. Fucking incredible. Binge watch the whole show. Oh, he's talking about. First off, Damien's in the fucking.
Well,
comments
first off,
right
Damien
now.
was
Hey,
saying
Damien.
for Christmas we should have an atheism versus theism debate for the holiday spirit.
Oh,
That's all
Jesus.
about.
It's way too early for religion.
It's way too late for debates.
Yeah, probably.
We've already sunk.
Yes.
Yeah,
We're taking on water.
that's for damn sure. That's for damn sure.
Other than Blade Runner, there really aren't a lot of I'm
No,
not
no.
familiar with almost any of the other movies listed. Polytechnic, I've never heard of that. Maelstrom, August 32nd on Earth, Next Floor. I'm Cosmos from 1996.
I feel like I've heard of a couple of those, but I didn't see them.
Oh, like a couple of decent films, or at least he co-wrote or something.
I mean, I definitely want to see it, but
Yeah.
you know, who
Well, it's
knows
like
how
that
it's
fucking
gonna...
guy. Oh, what was his
It's
name?
a massive undertaking, man.
What was his
Yeah,
name?
of
You're right.
course.
And have to see what Alejandro Jodorowsky wanted to do with it. There's no point in...
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the sci-fi version
Oh,
of Dune?
No,
Oh.
no.
Well,
Really?
Did you
Really
guys ever
not.
see?
Oh, dude, it's-
what was
it's
it?
really
what was his
fucking well
fucking?
done.
You probably know his
Actually,
name,
you were
right?
telling me that.
The guy Yue. He did the video game movies. He did Blood Rain. Remember, there's like a Blood Rain movie, and he did that, and like everybody stereotyped him as a video game movie. And he did a bunch of video games, but he did one movie. Yue, yeah, Yue. Fucking, I can't remember his name. Yue. Oh, Yue.
You ate the whole thing?
No, but no. He.
You ate the whole thing?
Bars.
It was like he was like a German.
Where's the
dude.
air
He
horn
was a
for
Ger-
that
He was
one,
a German
right?
dude. Like he made a whole bunch of fucking insane jokes and did like everybody like hated him for making shitty video game movies. And then
I know who you're talking
And
about.
then he made a movie.
Isn't that Hitler?
No, but then
I hated Hitler. He was German.
but he made a movie out of that
He was
video
Austrian.
game Postal.
This is true.
The same difference, really. You know?
He made a
Belgian.
movie. He made a movie called
was stolen from
Rampage.
Hitler.
He made a movie called Rampage about a guy who fucking strapped up and like full like it was like the 2 days before a dude like he made these video game movies and then he made this fucking movie about a dude who just it was the 2 days before and he was just like talking to people this and this and that. He'd go to the gun range, he'd chill, and then one day out of nowhere he just strapped armor on himself and put a helmet on and just started executing people.
There's a
on the
lot of
street.
things going on
And
in the
just
world of
went
entertainment.
through, and
that
just
focus
like
on
he
this.
just fucking ran.
Hold
And
on,
the movie
wait,
is
where?
called the movie's called Rampage.
But you know what it reminds me of? Remember
The movie's called Rampage.
Remember
Yeah,
the movie Falling Down?
It's like UWE. The guy's
Yeah.
name is like Uwe or Uwe Boll or something like that.
Uwe Boll,
Uwe Boll.
Yeah, that sounds
But yeah,
right.
dude,
But
like
you remember
he
it
did
too.
all video game movies, and then he made Rampage, and I saw it, and I was like that was the most fucking like unbelievably realistic and haunting thing. Like it was so fucking real, dude. It was like somebody was standing on a street corner with a like just watching, you know, like it was
a point of
fucking
view type of
haunting,
thing?
dude. Yeah, it was like
Hold
like
on,
it was
folks.
this dude who
Yo.
makes video games. And he made this movie. And
We
you're
got
just like,
comments
holy
coming
shit,
in
you
from
know?
all over the fucking place. So let
You
me
gotta scroll
address
up.
some of this
Aliens
stuff.
talking, because-
Yeah, that was a wild one, man.
Let's see. The sci-fi version of Dune is way closer to the books.
Thank you.
Let's see. I enjoyed it as well as their Children of Dune
There,
miniseries.
yeah, Brandy,
Yep.
UA Bowl. There it is. Yeah, Brandy said it. UA Bowl.
That second one was actually both the books Dune Messiah and Children of Dune. And then I gotta go over to Facebook because we got comments there. Dion says that Sarah's the world's most awesome girl because you love Star Wars as much as you do.
Aww. That's a good reason, at least.
Somebody else also said Happy Net Neutrality Day. Since
one in every chat.
Cheers.
Happy
Net Neutrality Day.
Fuck you bounced.
Don't worry, it'll change quickly.
Yeah.
And
it's changing it almost as we know.
As we speak. Right now. It's getting bad. Yeah. Oh, shit. Dude, it's the last bastion of freedom of speech is the fucking internet, man. And they're really, really, really trying to get rid of it.
No, the last bastion is your tongue, but they're coming for that, so.
I feel like they got people by that right now.
Yeah, not yours, not mine. You know.
Well,
Jack who's at the door.
It's Santa.
Yeah.
It's Santa.
It's Santa Claus to open the fuck up.
Where the fuck are your decorations? Oh, there they are.
Yeah, sorry.
Someone paid some blood over this door.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Dude, just so you know, that tree is store perfect. It looks like it belongs in a store window. It's so perfect.
I don't have a camera angle.
It's creepy, man.
I'm gonna post a picture to the Instagram.
I can tell. You said she admitted it. She admitted it earlier.
What?
She went back and she remaneuvered things.
I said when you
reset a few bubbles.
Don't expect something like that to be not symmetrical.
Yeah.
Any fucking
No, I love it. I love it though, but it's also like so. Jesus Christ.
That's a good one.
It's like flawless. It's a perfect triangle.
Dude, that's one dope fucking snowman topper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that tree.
I think deep down you love that tree. I think that's what you're thinking about.
I think deep down he despises that tree.
On the surface.
White bubbles.
Well, maybe
everything's like dispersed.
I can't stand Christmas.
Why?
Oh.
Because it's fake.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So
Why do you gotta be such
Bullshit.
Who cares? It's
What?
so fun.
Okay.
But we're both atheists. So
Yeah.
how fake are
Dude,
we? I just
Look, I don't think
Not
Santa's coming down the chimney either, but it's still fun.
Okay.
We don't have a chimney.
Yeah, I do actually.
Thanksgiving is a
I have a
bullshit
chimney.
holiday.
That's a bullshit holiday.
Well,
for
Thanksgiving is
y'all.
the only holiday I recognize. I recognize it by my own
No.
rules and context. But Thanksgiving is the only thing that really matters.
Okay.
You give thanks while you're here, and that's what should be every day. You should have 30 days of giving thanks and 1 day of giving fucking presents. Not 2 months of goddamn giving presents after you spend a month eating candy. Okay, is all I'm saying. But that's just me.
Candy.
I think every day should be Halloween.
No, but
If you love Christmas, I respect your right to love Christmas, and I'll celebrate with you.
Right.
But personally, it's about
don't
fooling
even know
villagers
why.
into thinking that you can bring the
like
sun back
Christmas.
after it's going
Yeah,
away.
I love
You know?
Christmas.
I
don't know
hey,
why.
man.
I mean,
puts
you
a
know,
lot-
I'm the least
Dude, my
religious
family
person
is
on
never.
earth.
Yeah,
It
it's
puts a
my
lot of stress
family.
on
I have never had a religious
Puts a lot of
Christmas.
stress on
Like
people,
I
I
don't
agree.
know what that
Christmas
is.
puts a lot of stress on people who
I
don't
just
have
like
money
Christmas.
and
Yes,
feeds
it
into this
does.
machine.
fun.
But it's also like when Britney Spears goes crazy and cancels a tour, so much of our economy depends upon it now. It's like a never-ending fucking squirrel wheel. All right.
Yeah.
But
It's just
I hate
stories.
Christmas because it is so commercial. I don't mind fellowship in any form.
I have a question. When
And
you
Santa
were younger,
is the anagram
do you
of
feel like it
Satan,
was
too,
commercial
on
when
top
you were
of that.
when you were little?
Oh yeah, well that's what I'm saying. When I was little, man, we were.
Like, or do you feel it's way more commercial than it
Oh
was?
yeah, no,
Do you
well
feel
now
like it's always-
capitalism has rotted on the bottom. We passed the point, you know.
Yeah.
So, and I was at the tail end of that. You know,
Yeah,
once
there's
the
nothing wrong there.
industrial, military-industrial complex got a hold,
Santa's
capitalism
a
just
pen-
fucking tanked.
Head of
right?
file.
And so when I was a kid, though, there were times where we get dressed on the back porch because it was warmer than in the house. But Christmas time came. The stress to spend fucking money was ridiculous. And that's why I got a problem with it. And if you can't have Christmas every day with the people you love, then fuck you. Because I don't want to talk to you in the mall. I know you're an asshole all
Yeah.
goddamn year
Well,
long.
I guess I'm not
right?
hanging out with
so
you.
fuck off.
I'm absolutely by no means any way a businessman or good with money even, but
Well, fuck money too.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but economically, if you were a businessman, it would make sense to put Christmas right at the end of the year, right? Because that way you have your last push to make all your
Well, that's
cash
what-
before tax season
well,
starts,
yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that true? I feel like it's positioned there on purpose to speak to your point about how
Well, it's positioned there because that's where they had the most leverage to, in past times to convince the stupid villagers that they were responsible for bringing the sun back.
Do you think economically, do you think Christmas would be as successful
Christmas has
in
been
the
around
summer?
longer than capitalism. I'll just point that out.
Of course. But do you think it would be as successful in the summer as it is in the dead of winter?
Yes.
Christmas will be successful anytime you're in. That's where we're
How
heading.
would Christmas be
Christmas in
different?
July, Crazy Eddie
Would
tried
there
that,
be
but that was
like
before
wet
the internet.
T-shirt contests for Christmas and things like that?
Oh, then I'd love Christmas.
Tony would love Christmas.
I'm a vagina man. Let's get this straight right now. Your breast count, vagina, you
They
know.
have to wear like
Enough
a
of
wet
that
pants
shirt.
contest.
bullshit. Let's go down.
Seriously, though, I'm a vagina man. And, you know, so in lieu of that, I basically will go for the chin first before it's presented. As long as the breast fits the frame, I'm fine. Yeah. And sometimes nipples are better left unseen, like some vaginas. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Some nipples are better left unsaid.
One is a tick bite, the other looks like a fucking helicopter pad. You're like, what the fuck happened to you?
Never look at them both at the same time.
No, you'll go dizzy.
I don't know.
Camera 1, camera 2.
You'll start giving out Christmas presents in July.
Yeah, Christmas in July. They do
Ho, 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 ho.
Christmas would be totally different, man.
In July?
Yeah.
No,
Guys
is it
dressed
different-
as Santa.
Is it different in California? I don't know.
I don't know.
You can say based on the weather?
Santa would be dressed like the dude.
Yeah.
And
just in a robe and some
Well,
shorts.
no. Like Christmas in July, it might be a Satan sort of thing because the sun is there so much.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be the perfect balancing.
This is looking
Santa
like
in
Jerry
December, Satan
Fletcher's
in July.
man cave.
That's an anagram of Satan. Santa, Satan,
Oh,
it's an
Jerry
anagram.
Fletcher.
Yes.
Yeah, who the fuck is that?
Who's Jerry Fletcher?
I don't fucking
Who's
know.
Somebody
Jerry-
wrote
Jerry-
this is looking like Jerry Fletcher's man cave.
Nice reference.
Those are excellent books. I'm sorry, we got two.
No, yeah, we
feeds
got two-
going
we got
on.
two
So
channels
I got comments coming in all over the fucking place.
Well, you
I
asked
don't know
me.
what Fletcher's
I
cave
thought
is.
we were talking
Oh,
about
wait a
Christmas.
second. Is he talking about Fletch?
No.
The Chevy Chase
The
movie?
Terrible Chase.
Oh, dude, that movie does not stand up anymore.
No, it was a good book.
Why?
But Chevy Chase is terrible.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase sucks.
Do you think the jerk is like that too?
No. I'll take this phone book and this lamp. No, the jerk stands up.
Hey, this place is great. I don't have to change this at all.
Steve Martin kept it simple.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase just kept it. Chevy Chase was just arrogant. You know.
Yeah, that was his whole thing.
I know it was the whole thing, but it never.
He was
Got him
an
some
asshole.
trouble. Got him some trouble though, I think, didn't it?
Well, everybody's in trouble in Hollywood these days. You can forget good movies from here on out. You know, they're cutting specials now based on people who are in it. Pablo would have never had a picture hung, and Led Zeppelin would never had a record played if that were going on today. You know.
Absolutely right.
You know, it's
right.
you know.
It is funny you bring that up because a few of my friends and I started a pool on who's the next celebrity that's going to be outed as
a pervert,
a predator.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder, dude, and like honestly.
Who do you have your money on?
Ooh.
Right now, I have
the Olsen twins.
No,
Tom
because
Hanks,
women are worse than guys.
Dude,
I'm gonna tell you
Tom
right now,
Hanks
chicks
has
are worse.
got to be really high odds.
I have
no, the whistle would have been blown at him already.
Shit. No, I have actually Barack Obama. and I have
real.
What? There has to be a story there somewhere. 8 fucking years.
And politician.
Oh my god,
right?
dude, I've been married for 8 years, dude. I've already done that.
And there's some stories, dude, where you were sure as well. If you were a celebrity, you'd be at the top of the list. They're newsy.
I'm not comparing to you, Obama, even though you're
No,
wearing that
I'm
hat.
saying that's funny though. No, that's
And who else do you have?
Just thinking, Barack, really?
Shit. No, it's Tom Brady.
Oh hell yeah, I can see that one.
Yeah.
But actually, no, you know
We
what?
all go.
No, you
He's
know
got
what? And I thought, you
deflated
know, like,
balls.
dude, I hate Tom Brady's existence, but I gotta admit, like, dude, he seems like a stand-up dude. You know what I mean? Like, he's
Now,
a
he's
cheater.
on the road,
He's
got
a
all that
fucking
money, come on.
nasty asshole. He's a fucking capitalist horse, fucking
Yeah.
face, stupid fucking jackass.
He's got a jawline.
Quarterback of
I
a
wonder what his
fucking
vagina looks
stupid
like.
piece of shit team that cheats all the time.
Are you sure he's
With
an
a head
okay
coach
guy?
who cheats
But he's
all
an
the
alright
time.
dude, you know what I mean?
But as far
how
as
do you really
outside of
feel about
football,
it?
though, no. But as far as outside of football goes, I mean, he seems like a family guy. I don't hate him or anything like that. He doesn't seem like he's not beating anybody up or doing it. You know.
I always
It's
thought
Tom
it.
Brady.
I
Like,
always
he's
thought it
Mr.
was
fucking
Mr.
America. You know.
I always thought it was Mr. Chevy Chasshole.
Who's that?
I don't know. Somebody wrote that on the fucking Facebook
So
feed.
you can hate Tom Brady,
Mr.
but you can't be
Chevy
mad at him.
Chasshole.
You know what I mean? Like, it
Well,
sucks.
he just sucks. That's
Yeah,
all.
exactly. It fucking
He just
sucks.
seems like a shitty person. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, like I'm very sorry. Like
No, go ahead.
no, I don't want to like.
But the problem is he's
ruin
probably
the train,
not.
Like,
You know what I
like
mean?
the flow here.
No, go ahead.
There's a flow here.
There's
I
no
thought
flow.
I was ready to order a couple dozen beavers.
Okay.
It's all one.
Right there at the bottom, you have the Abigail and Brittany Hensel, the twins that share a body.
Yeah.
My friend and I were talking about this years ago. Now, if you marry
Abigail.
Abby, okay, and you're sleeping with Abby, and then you turn to Brittany, I'm fucking you now.
Yo, what
I don't wanna
happens
get
if you
fucked.
shoot one of them? Do they both die?
Depends on whether you shoot him in the head or not.
Yeah.
I think
Fucking
one just
idea.
has to carry the dead head around.
Just flop it to the side. The over-under on how long it turns green.
I don't know what would happen.
I don't know.
I don't know what
We
would
really
happen.
need the beavers at this point, man.
It depends on what in the body each brain controls.
Yeah.
So if this brain controls lungs, if that
And
fucking
life.
and life,
And the will to live.
Maybe the other brains are superfluous.
If this brain controls
Okay,
You're done.
in all fairness.
Oh, I swear to God, it sounds like an emo song. Like, if this brain controls
No, like okay, you have one hand doing something that's going to cause your death, but the other hand just
That's everyday occurrence, isn't it?
It's the life of every male.
Yeah.
Got one hand doing whatever the fuck over
like-
here. Just what doing this.
be like it goes.
It's like Rick and Morty with the big hand that kills people.
Ah, that was classic.
Yeah, man.
That shit was classic.
That was the best season of Rick and Morty of all time.
Oh, what, the third one?
Yep, so good.
I only saw Big Arm Ray or Big Arm Morty.
Oh,
That's
dude,
so
you gotta
good.
watch the whole season, man.
There's
That
a
was
bunch of
hands down
episodes that are great.
the best they could have done. Anybody who fucking complained about it is an asshole who doesn't get Rick and Morty.
The
I don't know why anybody would complain
neither,
about it
man.
at all.
the one with
Dude,
like
Could you grab me a beer?
it,
mind?
like the
Stella.
one. It was like a
Well, you're up.
Thank you.
super team joined up.
Cindy's driving.
The what? I'm sorry.
A super team joined up of all like these like people, and this one guy had like a ghost whistle.
Okay.
You
Wait,
know-
which guy from?
Rick,
Oh, you're
Rick
talking
and
about the
Morty.
Vindicators.
Ghost
Thank
Train?
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy does the ghost
Ghost
train.
Train.
Thank you, Ryan.
Like,
Yeah.
No.
Oh, the guy who summons ghost trains was going to summon a ghost train.
A ghost train.
Yeah.
And Rick lays into him like yeah, it's a good thing your parents are dead, so they don't have to be alive to see you walking around with that stupid ass fucking bell on your neck.
I think that if God were real, he would probably be like Rick Sanchez. Just irritated, overworked, been around too long, seen too much, doesn't give a fuck, fucks shit up left and right, ultimately does what's right in the end, or sort of does, but almost by accident. You know what I mean? I feel like if God existed, that's what he'd be like by now.
I have a 3-part story about that.
I like the movie Constantine with Keanu Reeves, where he says God's just a kid with
Well,
God
that was
doesn't
a
have
great
plan.
comic book, but it's a terrible
God
movie.
doesn't have a plan. He's
Oh,
just a kid with an ant
ask me,
farm.
they-
It's a good line.
They are coming out with a sequel.
Yeah.
Good, finally.
Wait, hold on. What were you gonna say? You had a
I
story.
said,
I
no.
love
I
that
was saying I got a short
movie. I
story
thought
about God.
Constantine was a
Yeah, what's the
Shit
short
up
story
in
about God?
Oh, yeah.
Go.
Is it a
It's just too
series?
much to get into. It's about the fall of rock and roll and the rise of punk. Yeah, he's pissed off at John.
I want to hear this.
Okay.
No, it's too long for the show. I'll send it to you.
The fall of rock and roll, the rise of punk.
He gets pissed off at Steve Howe and he gets pissed off at John Anderson.
Who does?
Because God. Okay, first off, God creates man, and first thing he does is he tells this is a story about applying. It really is a larger story about calling music, whether it's folk music or what. It doesn't matter because you relegate it to a label. What you hear is
Music's music.
But it's the premise is that it's no wonder that man likes to label things because the first thing God did was have him label. It's too long of a story. Trust me, it's too long of a story. But it ends up.
I'm like enthralled.
It ends up with him getting into a fight with Nicky Hopkins, the only guy that he truly loved, the piano player from the Rolling Stones, and the
God
guitar.
gets
So
him-
God was a Led Zeppelin freak, okay, and so he loved Jimmy Page, and
I hate God.
yeah, there's a whole backstory with that, and are you familiar with Cocksucker Blues? Is a film shot in 1973. Rolling Stones are on tour. It's so It's so controversial. It's only allowed to be shown once a year, and the director has to be present. Okay.
Jesus.
So this is this whole story where I weave in all these elements of the fall of rock and roll. So God's there at this show, and really he's zapping Nicky Hopkins because Nicky Hopkins tells us "fuck you." Steve Howe's solo and Worm is better than Jimmy Page's solo and Whole I Love. And God gets pissed because he's still mad at John Anderson for kicking him out of the back of a fucking. Yes concert, because he's a derelict, and he's back there drinking all the Johnny Walker Blue, and he's like, get the fuck out of here. Like, started out, guy was in the garden eating, and he created man and said, just don't eat the fucking apples, whatever you fucking do. Now, the first thing he does is eat the apples. He's like drooling out of his mouth, okay? So
that guy's fucked up.
So God gets pissed. Adam and Eve, he says, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna go off. I'm just gonna be a derelict. He puts son in the garden eating, gone fishing, go bed. It's a really long story with too many details. But okay, I know. But I was feeling self-conscious because I'm missing.
You mean God telling a guy to fuck a 14-year-old while he's 17.
So anyway,
that sounds like an ass.
It involves him running to saying.
Spoiler alert, he is.
With the showing of with the filming of Cocksucker Blues, really why it's shut down is controversial is because you can see God zapping Nicky Hopkins in the background because Nicky Hopkins is. God says every time you get drunk, you go on about Jimmy Page's solo and Whole I Love. Tell me one fucking guitar solo that's ever better than that fucking guitar solo. And Nicky Hopkins simply turns him and says, Worm, Steve Howe by Yes. And God's so pissed because he's still pissed at John Anderson. He just zaps Nicky Hopkins. And you can see it on the film if you look carefully in the corner. So anyway, after that, God gets kicked out of the fucking event. And he rolls up to the Upper East Side. And there's Lenny Kaye writing the liner notes for Nuggets, a collection of seminal punk rock records, music. And he instills this term punk rock into him. This is where the word first comes up. And it goes on, so God then from there, it skips forward, it's October, and he's in Heathrow Airport. And it's not October, I guess it's early in the year of 73. Or after this happens, he runs into John Anderson at the Heathrow Airport, and he says, fuck this guy. He dresses up as a Hare Krishna and gives him a pamphlet on Hare Krishna. And so they end up writing, what is that fucking... Topographical Oceans, which is the fall of fucking progressive rock. It's just so overblown. The same month, The Who finished writing Quadrophenia, probably the best fucking rock record ever written, okay? And on the last side of side one is The Punk Meets the Godfather. And basically he instills, and that was recorded the same day, that was finished recorded the same day Topographical Oceans was released. God ends up getting his vindication on John Anderson by introducing punk rock and producing the downfall. And there's a whole thing. There's a whole part with the Clash and the No Brother Where Art Thou. It's just very, very long and extensive. So anyway,
I don't know. I thought that was an awesome fucking
I'll send you
story.
I'll send you the first section of it, and if you like more, I'll send you more.
All right.
But then the thing is that all the stories
that everybody stay tuned in.
All the stories.
He's writing this
Here's the
as
thing.
it goes.
No, it's been written for years. The whole story is true except for God. Okay, and God, and in the end, God, he's a culture freak. He goes out and so. Anyway.
It's that time thing. Mind melt.
Okay, yeah, see? Should save that for the Witch and Hour.
My brain's swimming in it, that's all. It's
No, there's more to it, like I said. There's a party trick that involves Swedish fish and some vodka, and the missing chess piece from Ingmar Bergman's The Seventh Seal. God was an extra on the cast that day, and they were playing a game, and the film they got of the sky was amazing. They asked Bergman how it happened. He said it just happens because the extra playing him in chess actually beat him. Got all fucking pissed off in the sky. Anyway, so he stole a piece of chess, and he's the one who actually has Jimmy Page's 1959 Les Paul that was stolen in the back of a taxi. But that was arranged by Peter Grant. How do you think Peter Grant got to fucking get Led Zeppelin that record deal he got with Swan Song Records? It's an entire story. It's an entire story of rock and roll history in the early 70s. The fall of prog rock and the rise of punk rock.
I love this, man, because I don't hear stories like this authentically. You know what I mean? Like a few of us here, right? Like we could talk about the music scene in the '90s and things that happened because we were there and it was important for whatever reason. Yeah. For whatever reason, it was really important to know what the fuck was going on and how genres were crossing and who knew who and what was going on.
Fucking
there was this whole thing that was amazing. You know what I mean? And it's authentic because I lived through that in real time. You know what I mean? So to hear you talk about it. through shit that you lived through.
I lived through. I was much too young for that, but I look back. Originally, I was writing a story about how
I
a young
wasn't there at
guitar
all.
player died, and I said, "Wait, this guy really died, and this would be cruel. I'd hate to be his brother and read the story." So I had to come up with some other way. The whole thing was about applying labels. It was when Bruce Springsteen's album came out, and everybody was saying it's this or that. And there was a big argument about what folk music was. And I'm like, folk music is passing legacy on. We don't teach our kids anything in this country other than how to not do things, how to not beat your wife, how to not talk to women, how to not molest fucking starlets, how to not fucking,
You have to teach them how to beat your wife.
Right.
How to do all this.
Nobody teaches clog dancing or anything like that.
You gotta teach them how to not get caught.
Well, see, this is where old brother.
I get what you're saying. Go ahead.
This is where old brother. Have you seen old brother Where Art Thou?
No, I'm not.
Yes, I love that.
So
fucking
that's
movie.
about.
It's
It's all about pop culture. It's all about the onslaught of mass media.
And it's a mindset throughout a
Right,
generation.
well, if you notice in that movie, everybody does something because that was folk art back then. Either you sang, or you played an instrument, or you danced, or whatever.
Right,
We don't have that anymore because we have TV and slow hanging fruit.
No, you're right.
Anyway.
Every character was like crucial to the storyline.
Cheers and beer, Scars of Envy is in the chat room, dude. That's probably Ethan
Hey,
Murphy. Man. What's up,
Ethan,
brother?
what up, buddy?
Holy shit, did I drink that beer already? Or is this
I guess you did. No, I got you another one. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Yeah, actually, if you go on my Facebook page,
I
there's
figured
a
that
public
was
note on there
gonna
called "For God So Loved the World, He Gave Us Jimmy Page."
Dude, I like what you said though about how we teach people.
You have
We
a lot
teach
of faith
people.
in Jimmy
We
Page.
teach people what
Jimmy Page's
not to
fucking
do,
awesome.
rather than teaching people
Yeah, of course.
something to do.
Yeah.
And I never really thought about that.
Well, yeah, that's the key to parenting. You gotta be. Look, man. Here's the thing with this whole Louie CK thing. I got in this discussion with somebody the other day. He said, because, as far as I'm concerned, Louie CK is doing the right thing. Louie CK already apologized a couple people. He said, you know what? I was an asshole. I was blinded, but I guarantee you, if Louie CK was out on a date with Sarah, he'd be whipping his dick out, wanting to jerk it off. He had no power over Sarah.
Also
He has
apologized,
compulsion.
though.
Right,
He did
right.
apologize.
And so here's the latest trend now. When these people get busted doing things, people come back and say, well, that apology wasn't enough.
No, but you wonder,
it's a problem
What's
with the
it
patriarchy.
about, though, then?
Well, here's the thing. Here's what could have come down. These girls, Louis did not jack up with any girl who ever said no to him. These girls could have simply said, I called Cindy. Me and this person got into a discussion
I
about it.
sympathize with him personally because he did admit
It was
it.
compulsion.
You know?
Who knows? Maybe he had a high school coach jack off in
No,
front of him when he was
I
13.
believe what he said was, I believe what he said was, is he did have consent, but he didn't realize
that he had power.
it was because of his influence.
Yeah, no, well,
It's
always sunny. The implications of a vote.
they felt
Right.
that they were,
And here's the
they felt that they had no choice.
And I want to. Well, go ahead.
Here's the thing. I call my.
That's what he said.
I got in this
Now, if
discussion
you
with
buy it, I mean,
I got in this
it's up
discussion
to
with
you,
somebody.
you
I
know?
got in this discussion with somebody who said, "Well, they start blaming it on the patriarchy." I said, "No, I'm going to tell you right now. It's
On
the
the
parents."
what?
On the patriarchy, that the power of stuff. And don't get me wrong, we're not talking about fucking Harvey Weinstein. That guy's a fucking scumbag.
Yeah,
Because
no. Yeah.
Louis just wanted to jerk off in front of people. He did in front of his dates and all that shit. Okay, he didn't realize what he had, and he's remorseful about it. I believe what he's saying is true. But what I was saying to this person was, look. This lies in the hands of the parents that raised these girls. I said, you know what, give me a second. I called Cindy. I said, Cindy, if Louie CK wanted to jerk off in front of you, what would you say? What would you say? She goes, I'd say, I'd rather you didn't. That's all you got to fucking say. Louie CK would have stopped jerking off the second somebody said they'd rather he did.
Hold on. Would you respond? Not to put you on the spot. You don't have to. But you and I were talking about this earlier, and you said a lot of really intelligent
we were talking about
things.
something. Not about this exactly.
Yeah, I'm talking specifically about Louie CK.
I was just
Well,
talking about how I'm
there's
sick of seeing people condemn anyone who's a Republican or on that side that's doing this, but anytime it's someone they like, they
Oh yeah, well now Al Franken thing is fucked up.
And the reason
Right there.
that I brought it up the other day when we talked about it is because I had just had to fucking listen to that annoying ass Bill Maher sit there and
He's a
say,
jackass.
how dare anybody put Al Franken in the same category as
Fuck
these
you,
other
dude.
guys.
He's practically
And
grabbing
it's
that chick's tits
and
while
it's
she's
like,
asleep.
dude, if
That's
Al
reprehensible.
Franken had been a fucking Republican, Bill Maher would have come out
You're
and
right,
said
it's
the
true.
exact opposite fucking thing.
And
And I'm just so
absolutely
sick
right.
of that
And here's the
hypocrite.
thing.
And I see
hypocritical,
it in my life all the time. Dude, you have no idea how many fucking people I knowingly know people who have molested people, but because it's someone they're related to or someone they were friends with before they found out, it's a pass. It's a fucking pass. And I'm just sick of that fucking hypocrisy because if it was someone they didn't like, they'd be the first person to say
I agree
it's
with you.
fucked up.
I agree with you 1,000%. But I also agree on the other, and this isn't related to what you're saying, because I hate the hypocrisy as well. Al Franken should be put to the same coals as fucking people putting Donald Trump to, and Donald Trump should be put to the same coals as Harvey Weinstein. Okay.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah, Bill Clinton. Okay. But here's the thing with Bill Clinton. I think that Monica Lewinsky, she knew what she was doing. Wasn't
I'm
the
not talking
point?
about Monica. I'm talking about the other
Only
16.
the
Okay.
800 other
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Okay.
Jennifer Flowers.
The perfect thing to happen would be like that. Everybody was so tight together. Like when somebody like Bill Maher went on there and did that shit, like you could all fucking talk to each other and communicate, because you don't have a tool to do that now. But we could all talk to each other, communicate, and be like, that motherfucker crossed the line. That's bullshit. We're not watching this show tomorrow night. And you let the network fucking know about it. And like, but like,
I don't. This is the big problem I have. You start judging artists on their personal life. Since when are artists venerated? Those are scum of the fucking earth. Ask any parent from fucking from the 1950s.
Look at beat poets. Look at beat poets.
Look at Pablo Picasso. Pablo Picasso was an asshole. Jimmy Page was starving sharks up on those plots. Not right. But to say that this art is not valid, like with Al Franken, there's about to be a PBS.
But instead of screaming about it, don't watch it. You know what I mean? Just say, hey, you know, like let them have their right to make it, but you don't have to.
Here's the thing, though. They're preemptively shutting these things down. David Letterman's getting the Mark Twain Award, and during
Letterman's an asshole.
Yeah, he is. But here's the thing.
God, that guy fucks up so much.
There's no accounting for taste. Number one. Number two, though, during Al Franken was a guest, and he said Al Franken should really be receiving this award. And Al Franken comes out at the end. Now they're cutting all of Al Franken out of it, and then it's revisionist history. Then we got fucking Stalin in charge.
What was Al Franken accused of? I didn't even hear
Al Franken, he kissed some girl inappropriately in practice. And here's the thing, also, I'm gonna tell you right now, I've seen more women do the most inappropriate things to my daughter than fucking dudes have ever done. Okay? You know what I'm saying? And they get a pass because and there's a hypocrisy in that as well. Okay? But
because it's
I
do want to say a few things.
No.
I hear you.
So Al Franken, Richard Dreyfuss is accused by some woman he's been friends with for 30 years. And he's like, look, I thought we were doing the courting dance. You give the wrong girl a set of flowers and you're a creep and a jackass. Okay? If she thinks you're cute, you can fucking whip your dick out. She's like, oh, he's got a nice cock. Okay? And I'm not saying that's right, but it's the hypocrisy and it's the double standard.
Yeah, you're right.
And there's so much of this to be spread around, and we're doing, and it's what we do. Look, we get the leadership we deserve. Okay? That's why we had the choice between Clinton and fucking and Trump, and Bernie Sanders got pushed out, because that's what as a nation we clamor for. All right? And we're so beyond getting fixed. I don't even know. Let's start ripping my shirt off.
I sometimes wonder if so many feminist-based issues are in the news because feminism has become too big, and now they want us to be mad at it.
Okay.
That's an interesting. No. Let me just clarify what you're saying. No. I want to hear what you're saying. I just want to clarify. You didn't say that feminism's become too big. You said that because feminism has risen, they're trying to make us hate it.
And then also because feminism is the forebearer of gay rights, LGBT, all of it. Like feminism is what sets the stage. Like, because we all have to admit that. Like, it's a man's world. Feminism
is a skin tag.
Feminism was like women's right to vote. That is the only reason gay people can do anything right now, is because women at some point earn their right to vote. Absolutely. It's the only reason gay people can do anything.
What'd you say, right or wrong?
Feminism.
No, go ahead.
No, I just think it
goes before that. Okay, 1863. Abraham Lincoln
was wearing a beard. They called him sticking
They made a 13th Amendment. The 18th. No.
Because the original 13th was burned.
The Emancipation
Baltimore got
Proclamation.
invaded, but that's a whole other story.
And after
I guess I'm talking more on like a segregation aspect. You know what I mean?
No, but that's what he's talking about.
They are piggybacking after that. Now we are like
I just said it opened the door. You know what I mean? I think that it was more along those lines. It was about
now
emotion,
we are we want to be treated equal. We want to be like this, that, and which I'm all fine for.
Sure.
Yes, of course you should get the same pay as a man. Yes, you should have the same opportunities as a man.
Yes.
But at the same time, if I don't hold open the door for you and you get pissed off, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I'm a humanist. I'll fart in front of anything.
Sorry, but if you want equality...
But I've never had that problem now, you know?
I do hold the dudes, but the ones that look like they're really
I never got yelled at for not holding a door open for somebody.
If you want equality, then be equal. And don't be pissed off when... and start playing like the feminism card when you don't get your way.
Well, again, here's the real problem. In this country now, with Facebook and social media, everyone's in the pulpit and no one's in the pews. So everyone's got their own little camp, and then you got a bunch of people. There's nobody listening to anybody. Each other. They're all telling their own little segregated little slice of the pie, like a trivial.
I want to tell a story.
Go ahead. I want to tell a story. You understand what I was saying before, right?
Yeah. I want to tell a story, and it's a bad story.
Oh, good. I want to go to sleep.
My dad. No, not that kind of bad. Not that kind of bad.
Oh, I just said bed. I would need my nightcap.
My breast is always open to you.
My
You're
dad.
regular Mick Jagger. I'll suck off on it.
You may lay your head. And then
You lay my weary head?
It's like you got a mobile too.
We should
so
shut it because
can
Rick has been
dangle
very
it.
gracious and listen to us ramble.
You can stare up at it.
So, my dad told me a story once about a company he worked for in the 80s. And in this company, what happened was he was like in his superior's office, and the superior's secretary came into the
Secretary,
office.
did you say?
Secretary.
Okay.
Secretary.
Because in the 70s they had secretaries.
She came into the office, and he was sitting there, and he's across from his boss, who's extremely rich and powerful. And so she comes over and asks for it was like a day off or something. And the guy behind the desk goes, "If you want a favor from me, you know what you have to do." And she walked around the desk, picked up his hand like this, let go.
Yeah, I've heard this story.
And went like this, and put it on her own.
You're the star of this show. You just sexually abused me, dude. I didn't want to do that.
Put it on her own breast.
But the implications forced me to fucking
hold on.
have no choice in
It
it.
happens
Put
a
it on her
lot.
own
It happens
breast.
a lot.
Huh?
And he said, "Okay, now you can ask."
Yes. Yeah. And well, that wouldn't fly these days.
Let me finish. And the point of the story was that in 1985, that was considered such a benign incident.
Dude, they're still
that,
hanging
no one
black
gave
people in
a shit,
1963 in Alabama.
Right,
okay,
right,
so
fucked up.
as a society.
So wait, let me get through it.
Okay.
So the point is, that's the generation of men who raised us, and before them was worse.
No.
So my only point about, and I'm not.
I don't agree that
again,
was worse.
this is not directed at individuals. This is a general.
It's not something that ramped up from the beginning of the time.
So I'm not saying your dad did this.
I got it.
I'm just saying that they're okay. So my point is this: right now, in the way society is, I'm sure everybody here would agree that if you are a white guy, it's probably a good thing right now to listen to black people. And that's what the Black Lives Matter movement is really about.
I'm always trying to listen to anyone who's talking. Once I talk, I'm always listening.
Right, but please hear, what they're saying is we just want you to listen. There's a problem, we need you to listen.
Anyone who's paying attention knows what's going on.
People
So
like
as men-
that listen, like if you're not
Hold
listening,
on.
if you weren't already listening.
Yeah.
Like,
So as men-
Hey,
like-
stop, listen, collaborate,
yeah,
damn it.
I don't need to be told to listen. Like,
But as men, I think right now the best thing we need to do is fucking listen.
no, yeah, we should.
No, you
listen.
can't.
We
You
all
can't lose
should
your
be
voice in the
already.
conversation, though, because that's what happens.
No,
That's
of
what happens. You
course.
lose your
I'm not
voice in the
saying be
conversation.
irrational. I'm not saying be irrational.
No, but this is what happens, though. Once your voice is taken from a conversation, then the conversation gets diluted another way. The tide just turns. It's a matter of everyone listening to everyone, regardless of race, gender, sexual preference, whatever.
Here's the shitty part. Here's the reality of it. Here's the reality of it. This thing is swelling right now, and people are making a lot of accusations right now, and everything like that. You know what I mean? But like historically proven, socially proven, like listen, like women also are capable of manipulation.
Really? Do you
and
think?
lying.
Do you think? Yeah, I've never met a woman who's manipulated. The lady to me was horrible.
$100. And you know
Every
what?
man-
It has
Goody Proctor, you're a liar.
happened before.
I'm gonna tell you what the difference is.
I mean, like, where's
Here's
the
the difference.
what's the conversation? Like,
The
that's
difference
the
about the power
what
rise.
is the conversation
Here's the difference,
really
because
about?
you're not the first person to bring this up.
Well,
today.
no, I mean, like, and I don't
Here's
want
what
to. I
here's
don't want
what
to
the
be the one to bring it
conversation's
up.
about.
But what is it about,
The
really?
conversation has to do with an acceptable social blanket that's on top of everything that
Exactly,
makes
and
everybody believe that a certain type of behavior is acceptable.
Well, but it has- but-
and okay.
But
It's not
how
about
do
gender
we
lines, it's
get
about
there?
money lines, it's about power. It's
But
about
how do we
capitalism
get there?
wilting
I
and
understand.
dying on the vine.
I
Because
understand
women
that.
can be just as fucked up as got men in power.
Yeah, but you gotta let me finish this.
What you're saying is like what is like normally acceptable to talk about. There's like here's like a circle, and if you step out of the
Oh,
circle, the
shit.
people look
Yeah,
at
I
you
do.
like that.
Oh yeah, well that's why I've never been good with what's acceptably. If you notice, I have no filter.
But that's what.
But I generally
yeah,
make sense.
Bathroom, yeah, man.
at least I think that's.
No.
But
That's
you're also
the
one of the most
bedroom.
loving,
Left is the
genuine
bathroom.
human
Yeah.
Of course,
I
because
know.
I listen to everyone.
So
I
I
listen to
don't
them.
think that you do anything that's wrong, but you have to admit that hanging above society like a fucking storm cloud.
But it's always been there.
Is this sort of nasty, horrible way of thinking, but it's changing
and
for a lot of people, and it needs to change in this way too.
And that way, it is to me, in my estimation, to be blamed on the patriarchy, because we were all living in caves, still worshiping women, fucking sleeping and eating, and giving power to the women. You know, the problem was the women had power in the beginning because they produced the only true miracle that we will ever know, life. Okay, and men had to usurp that in some way or another, and that just grew out of that, and the capitalism grew out of that, and it's just all withered on the.
Can I tell you what I think the problem is? I don't think it's that. I think the problem is that we look at life as if there are men and women, and not just.
Well,
people.
I just said I talk to everyone equally, but I'm saying, but not, when I'm talking, I thought we were talking about us. I thought we were talking about the blanket, because that blanket is woven for fucking thousands of years of men, and then women saying no.
I still think the big.
And because here's what happened: when ERA came along, it diluted the conversation. Don't get me wrong. That conversation had to happen, okay? But now it's diluted to the point you got guys walking around not knowing how it's supposed to, and they're just afraid of how they're supposed to act instead of just acting how we're all born with a moral inner compass, okay? And shit gets spun out real quick if you don't.
I don't think we're born with it.
Tony, that's called the Holy Spirit.
No, it's okay. I'll just stop with my retort there. But yes, it is. It's called whatever you want, the inner flame, whatever. But it gets spun out real quick.
I like the inner flame.
We all come in the world the same way, right? And I say this many times: crying, screaming, bloody, desperate to get back to a place we'll never get back to. Let alone flit. Right. And what happens to us along the way? We all die separately. We all die alone, right? But But the thing is to maintain that inner compass all along. That's why, getting back to what I was originally saying, I was quick to call my daughter and say, look, what would you have said to Louie CK? And she said, no, I'd rather you didn't. Very polite, and so she's got a good moral inner compass, and she's 19 years old. By that time, you're pretty spun out. If you fucking, that's why we need to watch each other, especially the ones that we are our wards and the ones we're charged with.
How do we do that?
By communication, open communication all the time, and not just leaving them. And I'm talking about you have to teach the kids because the season.
I think you're right.
The trees of the forests of tomorrow, the fucking acres of fucking redwoods tomorrow start with just an acorn today, right? And the one that comes out of your nutsack, if you ever have kids, okay? Right?
Somebody write that down.
I'm just saying.
The redwoods of tomorrow come from a single acorn.
If I ever.
The force of tomorrow comes from one of your nuts.
That comes out your nutsack.
You gotta remember that
now who's making
that
life
human
happen?
being swam a long way and beat out millions of other motherfucking swimmers to get where they're at. So they must be worth something to begin with, right? And the more you know this, you got kids, man. The more you put it to the side, I've seen people put the kids to the side, and it gets ugly. It gets ugly quick, and then they don't know what happened, and then they're on Morty and all that shit. And I'm not saying I'm a paragon of virtue. You put me in a room 30 years ago, and people say, "Don't let that kid have fucking kids." And I say that all the time. And you know why? But my kids are turning out well. You know why? I know better than to try to fucking lead by example. I guide with wisdom because I fucked up a lot of shit, and they're gonna fuck up a lot of shit.
Right.
And the more I can pass on and say, just think about what you do, and take a second before you respond. You know, because here's the deal. I've told, when it comes to power, we're all musicians. Most of us are musicians, and we have to deal with promoters all the time. There's not one promoter I've had to tell in town, go fuck yourself. Right. You know why? Because I don't give a shit. Because I'm gonna stand my ground. People are afraid of that, and that's what I was getting at. People are afraid. People are afraid to turn out the apple cart because they're worried about what they're supposed to say instead of what they should be saying is what they feel. And the more people are able to openly communicate, the more people. If everybody was openly communicating. Wait, you just said monkey and gorilla and 3 chimpanzees. Don't think I communicate yourself.
That was fucking genius.
No, that actually happened during a hurricane in Florida. They asked some guy. They said, "We need someone to come and do some sign language." The guy's like, "I know a little sign language." Like, and somebody caught on to that. He's talking about gorillas and monkeys and stuff. Anyway,
and did a guy show up in the background say, "I was born in like."
So here's the deal. It's never too late to start that though, because all it takes is the next generation. It only takes one generation to change things.
This guy said this guy with the Pat's hat is lit so aggro. That's fucking funny, dude.
Is it somebody I know?
I don't know. It's Mike Specs Leggio. No. What's up, Mike?
Yeah, I'm aggro, dude. This world is fucked up, man. I got kids in this world, and I'm fighting for them every goddamn day.
I got a daughter in this world.
I got 3 kids in this world, and 2 that aren't. I got 5 kids, 2 that aren't even mine. Okay, in this world.
I'm not aggro.
So you only have 3. Come on.
No.
Okay, I get it.
There's a
Like a
backstory.
bond.
No, it's not a bond. Their mother died. Their father wasn't around, and I'm living with him now. Okay, because they were minors, and don't get me wrong, they're grown up now. I'm gonna be moving down next, but they're my kids. Like the girl introduced me as her
You
father.
did a good job raising kids.
Because you know what, I have no filter. I have no problem telling anyone to go fuck themselves, but I know where that line lies. I'm not telling somebody to go fuck themselves for the greater me. I'm telling them to go fuck themselves for the better of all of us. Okay, I'll tell them. I'll lay back sometimes if it means somebody else is gonna come over. Somebody wanted to call me up and said, I heard you need a car. I got a Mercedes. My mother-in-law just died, and I did a benefit for these. I put together a benefit for these people. And he said, I heard you need a car. We got this 450 SL that's got like 40,000 miles on it, driven to church. Do you want it? And we want to give it to you. I said, no, I can't take it. I said, I just got a 96 Toyota. It's only got like 140,000 miles. It's great. He's like, you sure? I'm like, nah, I'm fine. I hang up. My friend goes, why don't you take that car? I said, I got a Toyota. Toyotas are fucking awesome. Yeah, right. He goes, I said, I would drive that car into the ground anyway. I'm terrible with cars. He goes, well, you could have gone and sold it. I said, he wasn't offering it to me for the money.
Right, exactly.
Exactly. And it's about knowing that line, where that line's out, and putting things out. Things come to you, and things flow this way. All right? So you might think I'm aggro, or maybe it's just a Pat's hat, but this is my hat. This is actually one of my kids' hats. But otherwise, I'm sporting hair like this tonight, so it's the only hat I can find.
But dude, but you're doing
perfect. I'm not in it for the money. But like, I'm not gonna just do something just to like gain like a couple
I hate
bucks,
money.
or like say that I'm selling something and then chart. You just don't do that.
Well, it's about taking everyone into consideration. And early on,
I got you.
And early on in life, we're treated to look out for yourself. And I understand back in the day, it was very insular. You had to when you had marauding tribes and stuff like that back in 20 Dickety 2 before BC. You know?
Right.
But I feel like back when there were marauding tribes, people were more likely to care about their neighbors than now because they didn't have much of a choice.
Well, you didn't want the marauding. I agree with you.
Now it's the complete opposite. People don't give a shit about their neighbors starving.
Well, no, but I'm saying. I can understand that natural instinct about being afraid of strangers.
And happiness.
The natural instinct.
Not so much that. It's just that there, at least in this country, people don't give a shit if someone else is suffering until it happens to them.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. It wasn't just this country.
And the reason why is because it's the poison of the American dream. It's really easy for someone who has sort of more than you to look up at rich people and go, one day that's going to be me, than it is for them to look at a poor person and go, one day that could be.
Ask anybody that lived in Poland in 39 how they felt in 38. Okay? They didn't give a shit.
Okay? You gotta remember,
that's the way it goes.
People also grow up and they talk to people and they hang out with people and they make friends with different groups of people, and there are a lot of different groups of people out there telling a lot of people how fucked up.
Empathy is the one thing we've always been lacking as a
empathy is part of the fucking
part of
the emotional illness of what it is to be an American right now.
But lack of empathy has always been
empathy.
But empathy has always been the dearth of human
admit it, you would have bought that shirt.
You know, in general, because when it comes down to it, most people choose them over the next person, or they don't give a shit in general. Like I said, not just this country. Well, before this country, that was something that would happen.
But this country embraces so much illness, dude.
It spreads faster because we have contact through the interwebs.
But we're not the only people like that.
I just think the inability to make up your own mind how you feel about things is what dooms us every.
Well, that's originally what I said.
We are Big Brother.
The inability to stand up and just be who you want to be. Step up and fucking, like, you always following somebody, listening to somebody else, fucking following.
Or get down and draw a line.
Or not say what you mean.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you're scared of what people say.
You're not saying what you mean, and you're not being what you say you are.
And
that's the big fucking
most people
you're not being what you say you are.
If you're a good person, people will accept you regardless of how loud you talk, or whether you got a macaroni and cheese voice or not.
Yes,
you know,
what's a macaroni?
Well, you know, some people have inside voices, outside voices. I have a macaroni and cheese voice. I grew up in a house with 11 kids, and we'd fight over macaroni and cheese on Tuesday night. If you didn't speak loud and fast, you didn't fucking eat. So this isn't aggro. This isn't inside voice. It's not outside voice. This is my macaroni and cheese voice. And I run into people all the time and all I say is macaroni and cheese voice, and they know what I'm talking about. All right. So I'm just saying. But once people get used to you, like I have people think the worst things of me from the beginning when they meet me because I'm open and I'll stand up for somebody getting beat down and I'll speak my mind. And then after a while they're just like, I've had so many people say, I thought you were a total asshole when I first met you, but you're not. I mean, you guys have known me for years.
You know why? Because people are afraid of other people who just act like themselves.
Yeah.
Especially when you pass a certain age threshold. People get nervous around people who just don't give a fuck. Like, look, this
well,
is
I give a fuck. I totally give a fuck, and that's part of the problem too. I don't ignore things.
People want the script.
Yeah, no.
Hey, how's it going today? Oh, fine. You know what I mean? All the kids, blah blah blah. Well, isn't that blah? Boop. Okay, done. You know, people want that. You know what I mean? So when you're open and you're a real human being,
it makes
people get freaked out. It's weird, dude. Well, it shouldn't be like that.
Well, because I like to think that my inner compass is still calibrated to the true Holy Ghost. The Holy Spirit. Most people are a little bit 23.5 degrees off because they're living on Earth and they're tilted a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit. Jimmy Page is fucked up, but he made some great fucking music. So that's what I'm saying. Pablo Picasso was an asshole, but I love looking at his paintings. I'm not gonna fucking elect him to. I'm gonna ask Pablo Picasso to watch my daughter. I'm not gonna ask him to watch my daughter, but I will ask him to paint a picture of my house for me. Okay? And when we start venerating people, this is the problem.
We said paint a picture of my house.
Yeah. So when we start venerating people and worshiping false idols, that's why that's the #1 fucking rule, right? Do not worship false idols. When we start putting people before the is, and I'm not talking about the God who looks like George Shaw with a white beard and Julie Andrews and Rex Harrison on fucking Marionette Street, right, on the cover of My Fair Lady. I'm talking about the is.
All y'all motherfuckers out here on Marionette Street, motherfucker.
God only ever said one thing in the Bible, right? I am, meaning I am. And once we start venerating people before that and become a cult of personality, we're doomed, and we've been doomed for a long time. Yep. And the problem is with this Wayback Machine we got, all right, we're constantly recycling things. All of a sudden now people that were 10 years ago we would have forgotten about are now idols still, you know? Anyway. And that's why I've got a lot to say about Oh Brother Where Art Thou. That's for another night.
Listen, we got to cut to our break, man.
Oh, thank
it's going
God.
to be Tony Tedesco, Full Fathom 5,
Tony
awesome. Some ice in the face for you, and we'll be back in about 25 minutes or so. So stick with us on dude. Scars of Envy. Thank you for hot teams in the chat, dude. We're gonna get to that shit. Don't worry, man.
Yes.
Fucking Facebook people are there. Mike is there. A whole bunch of other people. This is fucking crazy. Make sure you share whatever the fuck you're watching, okay? Or hit like and subscribe, whatever the fuck. And we will be back in about 25 minutes. And we will see you then. Hey, this is Rick from Awesome Talk. Why not go grab yourself a beer, because we'll be right back.
Dave, you're the best, man. Gonna have you back up in a little bit. That's what's gonna feature the lovely Leggio.
Hi, how are you?
We got all it takes, right?
Yes.
Hey, no, thank you, Dave. You deserve that black hat, son. You deserve that black hat. Alright. This is a love song about falling in love. It's a two-part love song about falling in love right out there on that bench. And the next day waking up and realize, shit, it's fucking real life.
Is that what this is about?
Oh yeah, that's what it's about.
I gotta sing it?
No, I see the part about
I wouldn't have signed up if I didn't know this.
Are you guys ready over there? Might get down. Stay here with me. you tomorrow, telling me how your conscience has been treating you unkind. Do whatever you want, just want whatever you do. It's the only thing I'm ever gonna ask of you. Keep that in mind, yeah, just like that. You're bound to the good. All I give, all I get, and you're too busy paying down this regrets to invest in a world so night, you right here. Close your shades and lock your doors. Lose yourself in your favorite book. Just leave that phone off the hook. Yeah, boy, write a sad song, sing it all night long. Our time's all wrong, not meant to be. You turn down the lights, crank up your TV. Cause you're not ready for me. You're not ready for me. You're not ready for me. That's it crazy when I hear these things. All I give and all I get. And you're too busy paying out this regrets to invest in a world out of my head. I can't get you out of my head. Oh, girl, I miss that day. I can't get you out of my head.
You're listening to us. Yeah, the face. Anyway, Stones, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here for episode 173 tonight.
Cool.
So I have a story now. Mom accused of driving minivan with son in plastic pool tied to top.
I feel like you've told this story.
No, the problem is that this has happened before. I checked the date on this story because I thought the same thing, only to discover that it came out only 6 days ago.
What a weird copycat move.
Yeah.
Copycat mom's just thinking it's the...
Yeah, she can't come up with anything original. But by the way, I mean, you know, what's really the harm here? I mean, as long as the kid's seatbelted in.
Yeah, I mean, they do have that Cadillac that is also a jacuzzi that they drive around in.
Now, this is clearly not the same thing, but I gotta say that
it's also a thing.
It's a thing, all right.
It's a thing that other people do.
I mean, it may be derivative.
We don't do that around here.
But, you know, you gotta wonder, I mean, how exactly are you strapping this pool to the roof with any security? I was thinking bungee cords.
Why did your brain immediately
straps.
jump to security? Maybe that's not the...
that's not the main focus.
It's not the goal here, right?
Exactly.
They just figured it's weighted down with all the water.
No, I think that the possibility here is, oh yeah, maybe this will kill my son, so that I don't have to pay for this anymore.
I'll be the best mom ever.
Yeah.
What a bizarre...
Because she's still young enough to be holding it together, so probably the best thing to do would be to just get rid of this burden, you know what I'm saying? And to just move on. Move on. This stupid pool, worth the $40.
But she was probably looking at like this pool weighs like $8 million. How'd she open the doors of the car? I gotta figure the pool probably hung over the sides of it. Like, did she
it's
like
nothing but
climb through the fucking hatch in the back
just
of
so
it?
you're both aware. Just so you're both aware.
I mean, this clearly wasn't a small plastic, like the hard plastic swimming pool.
No.
It had to be like a moldable
pool.
Right, yeah. It had to be a
blow-up
moldable.
So she sat there blowing it up and thinking about that.
They have generators that, pumps and shit.
She sat in the KB's parking lot blowing up a pool.
Out of her cigarette lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what do you expect? Her last name was Schmunk.
Oh, nothing.
Schmangela. Jonathan.
Amber Schmunk of Fredonia.
How old was she?
28.
Huh.
She's got some signs of being tired, but she looks like, if she jumped ship with this one right now, maybe she could still land herself a whole new life. She's still got the youth and the good looks going. Doesn't matter really, but I think he maybe was. How old was the kid?
See, if she played it right, she would make that his mistake.
Oh, the kid was. Well, the kid was 9.
I thought you were going to say 19.
And to be honest with you, Stones, I think at 9 years old, it is his mistake. I mean, he's old enough to get a job in some countries.
I meant the future boyfriend that would hook up the single mom.
I see.
That's if you play it right as a single mom, you make your kid their problem.
Yeah, right.
That's how that plays out.
That sounds good. I feel like vice versa would work.
That's love right there.
That's true.
Single dads would obviously, with any brains, do the same thing, right? Oh, here's my kids. I see they love you. Goodbye.
Yeah. I'm going to the movies.
Yeah. Did you say go to the movies? That's your fantasy getaway? It's to go to the movies?
You already go.
Like, we're making this shit up like you could go to like Mad Max land and control the water, and you chose to go to the movies for 3 hours.
He goes back to the carpet store.
Yeah.
I'm out in the road next to the house in my car.
And in this fantasy, he also hurries home.
Yeah, because he's late for dinner.
Yeah, he's like, oh fuck, I got some time away.
And it's like the dinner he hates eating, but he eats it anyway.
I hate this meatloaf.
This is his fantasy. His fantasy.
But in this
world
fantasy, it's better than my everyday. Which sucks. A witness later reported seeing Schmunk pull over and take the child off the minivan roof and wedge the pool inside the vehicle before.
Like a limo.
So there's just like water fucking flowing everywhere as she's trying to squish this into the back.
I feel like this.
What kind of car was it?
It was a minivan.
Right.
I see.
So the kid was like way up high. For a kid, I mean, 9 years old on top of a minivan, you're on top of the world.
I don't think it's the height as much as the velocity.
Yeah. It's just, the kid's like the kid's face is all slapping back like a bulldog's mouth in a tornado, and like. Fucking,
these are the years that you want to make memories with your kid.
These are the salad days. Where you really, or whatever. I don't know what that means.
So wait, did she get arrested?
Oh, yeah. She got a felony charge for recklessly endangering the safety of a child.
That's felony?
What did she say?
I didn't know that was felony. I thought that was...
If she's smart, she told them to fuck off and mind their own business, but... Let's see. Officer arrived at the scene.
She probably admitted that she did
she's not smart.
She admitted the boy had been on top of the minivan on the road, but for only a short time, maybe 20 or 30 seconds. Yeah, I feel like this is no big deal, honestly.
20 or 30 seconds?
20 or 30. Look, if you want to get some thrills in life, sometimes you gotta risk your life.
No, because it took her how long to fill up the pool? She didn't lift that pool up on the roof filled with water.
Oh my god, it was a molded plastic pool. It wasn't even a blow-up pool. Holy shit. It's like putting a statue on the roof.
She had to have been planning this forever to have like no one does this on a whim. No one's like she wasn't like checking out at the store and they had like a sale on pools and she's like, you know what? I'm gonna do this.
She's like, I'm gonna inject this lie with a little bit of truth. Yeah, I put him on the roof, but it was only for 20 or 30 seconds.
Yeah, it gets even better. Not only did she not strap the pool down, but
she didn't put swimmies on him either.
In order to hold it down to the roof, that's what the kid was for. He was an anchor.
Oh, so he just held onto the roof racks.
Yeah,
like Superman.
I really hope he was wearing a lot of swim gear on his head, like a snorkel.
His head's out to the side.
What do you think your relationship with your mom would be after that?
Yeah. Probably be like, yo, my
Best
mom's
mom
pretty
ever.
dope. Yeah, pretty cool mom. You know, instead of getting all out of control.
Uppity about it.
Yeah. Instead of giving a shit about my safety in life. You know, she gives me what I want, and that's what a good mom does.
It's like future cast of Jackass.
Yeah.
Really.
Schmunk for president, I think. Schmunk is doing court on November 14th. I mean, it's coming up soon. I wonder how this goes. She faces up to 5 years in prison and 5 years of extended supervision. Oh, well, fuck this. Whatever. Sarah, what do you got next?
Who the fuck is gonna, like, why? Why is she getting supervision right now? It seems crazy.
So she doesn't throw the kid on the roof.
Dude, I don't know, man. When I think about all the crazy shit.
Why? Yeah, but why does she have the kid? Wasn't the kid taken?
What do you mean taken?
Supervised.
Why is the kid taken from her? There's no way that they left the kid with her.
They didn't mention that, but I would assume, of course, that
They're
the kid is definitely
not going to be like, listen,
gone.
you might go to jail for almost killing your kid, but take him home, tuck him in. We'll talk about this in court tomorrow.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You're a good mom, you know, at heart. Or whatever.
Think bubble wrap.
Yeah. And bungee cords. Sarah, what do we have next?
So in Japan, KFC is making special bath bombs.
Oh, I saw this. This is
Bath
really
bombs.
that smell like fried chicken.
Oh my god, it smells good even from here, honestly. But I don't know, man. Like, do you want to get freaky? Like, do you want to like get
freaky?
If you want to fucking like, if you're getting ready to have sex and you lay her down and she smells like Kentucky Fried Chicken.
See, my problem with it.
Hold on,
right,
hold on.
Go for it.
Fresh,
go for it.
Fresh like she's out of she's out of the fryer, not like secondhand Kentucky Fried Chicken, like when she's just standing in the kitchen all night in the back. You know, I mean, like she smells like I am the chicken.
So any slight discharge or sweat or any type of oil that I would find a patch of on her at all, I would immediately think of vegetable oil.
Sure.
Because she smells like KFC.
You wouldn't smear it in no matter how hot she was?
I mean...
Who's the hottest woman in Hollywood to you?
Hottest woman in Hollywood to me? Get back to me. What about you?
Well, my point is, if she smelled like KFC and she had an oil patch, which I don't know why she's just got a random oil patch.
Because he already told you he fucks garbage people that
No, I didn't
needs
say
ball
that. I'm just saying there's a
for.
market for ball wraps for people who fuck garbage people.
Oh, that's probably true, by the way. But what's weird is that I actually put the oil patch on the side of the ankle, and I don't know why that's where I picture it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't picture it like in the small of the back.
Well, you get sweaty sometimes when you're in bed, right? You know, I mean, that's,
Definitely your ankles do.
So your face could get a little greased up.
I'm not thinking of sweat though. You said a ball like a pool of
Well, I mean,
oil.
like Saudi Arabia.
Why is she pooled in oil?
No, I'm not saying
why
she's
do you always
pooled in
got to
oil.
add a variable that's not even included in the
Because
reality?
he's disturbed. Yeah, he can't just answer the question as
I'm just
is. Would you
saying,
fuck a chick if
I'm
you
just
know
saying,
that she smelled
I
like
can see
fried
negatives.
chicken?
I can see negatives to this. If,
Yeah,
you know,
the oil spots you made up that had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Would you fuck a chick if she smelled like fried chicken on purpose?
I mean, is she hot?
Yes, she's hot. She's the hottest woman you've ever seen, and she smells like KFC. Not secondhand KFC, but fresh KFC. She is the bucket.
I don't know, man. I'm not a real big. You know, I mean, I'll get down on some fried chicken, but maybe at one point, but definitely not a consistent thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make it a regular installation into the scenario.
Sure.
You know, I wouldn't seek it out. I wouldn't have a fetish with it.
Right.
You know.
Fetish.
Well, you don't know
he
yet.
likes his
You know.
women like he likes his chicken with the skin pulled off.
All dead and with their legs up in the air and their wings all fucking plucked.
Status coming, but welcome back to Awesome Talk.
Something about a Batwing demonstration.
What season? No, it's like season 9 or something.
Hat.
Man, can we lower these lights a little bit? This is brutal on my brim.
The
Yeah, it's a
lighting
little.
is not on my board. That's.
But we were
I
talking
thought
about.
last show we found a nice little comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
All kinds of crazy
Well, where's
shit.
the Al
Man,
Green
is
set?
that too low or is that
From the
good?
Black Lagoon.
That's good. That's good.
So play some Al Green filler over there as we wait for Rick.
Following
But,
Bossier.
But yeah, so what direction? Where do we go from
Rick
here?
wants
Down.
Stones
What do
to
you
be in the
think? Yeah,
background
down,
with
up.
the keyboard of an episode of Awesome Talk playing light dramatic music.
A lot of diminished chords. Orchestra hits.
The Stones hour.
The Stones, the Awesome Talk Stones
Are we back?
symphony.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been
Oh,
back.
we're back.
How
Yeah,
you
it's
doing?
about goddamn time you
We're
slacker.
about to turn the bathroom cam on.
Oh, sorry about that, folks.
The head
He's
cam.
not
The
sorry.
head cam. The John cam. The John cam.
That was gonna happen.
Sorry, I was in there taking a very
Not
hard
sorry.
piss, and I made a snappy fart while I was in there too, Ryan.
A hard piss means a loose shit.
Shark.
Oh no, it does.
Wait, he just put that evil on you. Like,
Tony,
I know,
it's
he's like,
you.
what the fuck,
You
dude?
Grow it yourself.
This is the hat.
Yeah.
It was your journey, but I
Yeah,
found out.
There's
Oh,
something
dude,
about
the
that on you
Vikings
that-
are
Hey,
pretty
Fred.
good, actually. I like the Vikings.
Oh, this is water buffalo. I'm gonna hand it to you, Fred.
Oh, well, there you go. Water buffalo.
So anyway, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the show, Tony.
Yeah, I'm here.
Season 9, episode. You know how many episodes of Awesome Talk have existed after
5 million
11?
episodes.
A lot.
tonight? 98. We've
So
done this
next one's not. The next one was 100.
Yeah.
The next one would be 99.
No,
Oh, we
but-
do- so we-
you
so we
said
done- we done
before this
97
was
then.
98.
No, 98 is tonight.
Okay,
Oh.
because you said how
To
many have
98.
we used the past
So
tense.
2 more.
To 98.
2 more. Dos mas.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what are we gonna do for that, man? We
I
should
don't know.
definitely
I
have
don't
some
know.
hookers and some blow.
We need a good guest.
What we need some good theme music. We should get like a marching band up here at one point. Fuck the neighbors.
I wanted to get Stones in here to play dramatic music on
Love
piano
that.
through an
He should
entire
be
episode.
he should be doing that on episode 100.
I'll go to jail at the end of that night.
Wait, and every once in a while I'll roll and play some Tiffany. I'll find Tiffany.
Just like Ryan's talking about something and you're like, and you're like,
Kettle jump.
well, whatever. So, like, listen, hey, this is Awesome Talk, Season 9, Episode 3, on November 21st, 2017. We are
Fly
going
numbers.
to continue through the second part with a classic Around the Bar. I'm your host, Rick.
Again with around the bar? Really? Yeah, we should have some game involved with this, like some index cards. We can,
And if you get it wrong,
right,
you have to pay
exactly. We
somebody money.
cracking jokes like some bad
We
70s
take
TV
a
stars.
card out of the hat with someone's name, and whoever's name we get is who we have to act like.
No.
that's a good
Whoever
one.
name we pick out of the hat, we have to introduce.
Oh,
Okay?
that's a good one.
beforehand.
Oh, that's a good
And I would
Yeah.
be like, Tony,
Yeah.
Hieronymus Tedesco of the Full Fathom
And
5.
I'd be like, Rick, his balls are shaved cleaner than a fucking whistle.
Why
no
are
bat-
whistles so clean anyway?
I don't think whistles are very clean at
I
all.
don't either.
But
They
all that
are
air
filthy.
does help prevent batwing.
Whistle.
It's like sharing a
Batwing?
harmonica.
Batwing.
Like you just don't
Yeah.
fucking do it.
How does a
You
whistle...
don't share a harmonica. You don't pretend whistles are clean.
No, you don't share a fucking harmonica ever.
No.
Well, I think
Sucking
I
inward
think
through a
that's
harmonica
supposed
is
to
a
be
horrifying
sarcastic,
ordeal.
like the
Or
dulcet
toothbrush
tones of
either.
her lovely voice.
Never
Never
share a
toothbrush.
Right there.
toothbrush.
Yeah,
For
no
Christ's
toothbrush,
sake.
Yeah.
Wait.
Whenever someone asks you, do you have a toothbrush? You say, yeah. They say, can I borrow it? You say, now, what reasonable explanation do you need to borrow my toothbrush for? Well, I need to brush my teeth. Are you out of your fucking mind? No, fuck out of here.
I
Go-
feel like you're gonna
go-
skip directly to
go-
you're out of your fucking
Go
mind.
kick rocks.
I'm Tony. Next up, who we got?
No, I'll take it.
that was my introduction.
I think I'm right. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that'll work.
Good work.
Yeah.
Sarah?
The ever joyful.
This is Rick.
The ever joyful.
Charles Manson.
Live.
Frankie
Rest
V.
in peace, Uncle Charlie.
Yeah,
Uncle Chuck.
R.I.P. Charles Manson.
Uncle Chuck.
Frankie V.
Guy in the corner.
Charles Manson has come up several times in the comments this evening. Charles Manson's death.
Why why?
Well, people were just like, oh, you know, rip
out.
Charles Manson. I think it's just a way to entice us to talk about it.
Oh, that's the ridiculous thing that ever happened, and
yeah, he got old. Everybody dies.
He got old. Everybody dies. It's the most overrated, fucking ridiculous thing that happened. He never actually physically killed anybody himself, and
I love how he still had.
I mean, like, I still think he's a bad dude. I tell, hey, whatever, jail time, whatever, like, whatever. I just think the story, the build up, the whole
little sensational.
Yeah, it's like you guys are as ridiculous.
Well, he was a test run for terrorists. Think about it, man.
Dude, a bunch of kids spent like 2 years on fucking LSD, and they wound up doing some bullshit. And he wasn't one of the guys who went and stabbed somebody.
I think it was a
who the fuck knows who was right or wrong there?
You know, CIA.
Yeah. Like,
you know, how are you going to treat, like, you know, he was hated in public opinion. He got no rights. They duct taped him, removed him from the court, the whole 9 yards.
Right.
Whether or not he should be punished, I'm saying he didn't have a fair trial.
Weren't there people who did actually murder people who got like reduced sentences?
Yeah, I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about the fact that his trial, his due process. His right to due process was completely violated, and it set the ground for the way they deal with terrorists now, or Guantanamo Bay and all that stuff. That's what I'm saying. I think it was a dry run for that. Because it's not really about it's about the vitriol that was fucking kicked out by his
That's the
Muslims.
Charles Manson argument. It's like, yeah, all right, fucking dude, arrest him, put him in jail, great, whatever you want to do. But like what they did,
now what?
It was so theatrical and overblown.
Well, the funny part is that one of his disciples actually got out to go try to kill fucking Gerald Ford. Yeah. So, you know, from a trick. Squeaky from. Yeah.
Squeaky from, man. Squeaky from still walking around. And by the way, worship Charles right to the very end.
I would beat the shit out of that bitch.
Yeah?
Well, I could.
Well, there's no doubt about it.
Really?
That's patriarchy talking right there.
That's it.
That's what that is.
That is.
It's crazy. It's crazy, though. You know what I mean? It's like they're a little fucking gang.
Exactly
right. Like they're street gangs who kill more people.
It's almost analogous to a Trump. Listen, at the Democratic, at the press corps dinner 2 years ago, or 4 years ago, whenever it was, fucking Obama assassinated Trump.
And that's why Trump wanted to be president.
Well, exactly, and that's the same thing here. Charles Manson wanted to become part of this musical community, and he got into Brian Wilson and all that stuff, and well, some people thought he was Jesus. He was obviously out of his mind, so when he couldn't, he was.
What was he preaching? The oncoming race war.
Well, what he was saying is the race war. This, and you never know. This what my understanding is that he was saying the oncoming race war would then help. That would serve the right. He was pissed that these people didn't accept him. Yeah. And he just wanted to fucking destroy the world.
Yeah, of course.
Rip down the hierarchy, and the race war would help that. That's why they wanted to blame.
The thing is, like, Charles Manson is always said to be like, oh, he's so fucking crazy and blah blah blah. But it's like, if you walk into it listening to him thinking that already, it doesn't matter. If you listen to what he says, you're like, yeah, he's pretty much right. All he said was what, you threw these children away. Society didn't want them, and I took them in. You made these fucking people, not me. And he's right, because you still see it. You still see the people that society throws away being the outcasts and being the scapegoats and being the ones that are pushed to fucking desperation.
Well, yeah, Jonestown was full of them.
Dude, you get them, and you get them loaded on acid in the fucking woods, and
then the CIA comes in, you gotta kill them all.
One of them says, hey, you know what, man? We're going up the fucking mountains, we're gonna kill somebody, and then a bunch of people go do it, and he's like, I need a beer. Like, I gotta stay right here. I don't need a beer. Like,
I just kind of feel like, I don't know, man. Like, how
that's
do you guys
what I feel like is more the more accurate thing. Like, I don't know if that was so coordinated and fucking.
Exactly, but here's
the
question.
Like, they all seem like a bunch of fucking lunatic burnouts.
If I tell you to do something,
family
if I tell you to do something fucked up and you do it,
I don't feel like it was a designed like attack. I feel like it was a random.
Is it my fault if I tell you to do something and you do it?
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
It depends, you know? It depends on your involvement.
If I say to you...
There could be an argument because you put the thought into his head.
Yeah. And that's basic. That's a basic argument.
So how far back do we go?
But if you enabled it...
I mean, somebody put the thought in that person's head, and the thought in that person's head, and the thought in that person's head, and going back and back and back. So, you know what I mean? So, like, at what point...
But that goes for anything, though.
So then every single thing that happens is a product of environment.
Well, that's exactly what a product is. It's the sum of all the fucking shit that came before it. So, yes, technically, yes. Right? Is that mathematically speaking correct? Sarah, are you right?
And that's what we gotta fix. That's what we gotta fix. Did you ask her was politically correct?
No, I asked her if it was mathematically
Don't
correct.
ask me that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Look, I'm not discussing Charles Manson. I was just saying the guy got fucking jammed on a trial. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah,
but mathematically speaking, I was saying the product is technically the sum of all that's come before it. Yeah. Right?
I don't like Charles Manson. I just like pointing out that he never actually killed anybody.
Yeah, man.
It's sort of up in the air.
Yeah, I don't have enough data.
Is it up in the air? Why?
Because there's so much collusion.
He never physically murdered anybody.
He wasn't there for. The second one he was there for in the beginning. At some point he left. Whether or not he left before or after the murder happened is sort of debatable because they argue that he was there, like telling them how to do it right, and then the other argument is, well, no, he actually left like before any actions took place.
So let me ask you something.
Took place. But whether he did it or not, it's very misleading to label him as a serial killer, mass murderer. Because whether or not he killed, like he didn't go out like. It wasn't like Son of Sam and like he didn't go and collect people.
He was more like an ordained, all galactically empowered.
It was more like a militia.
You know, he just told people.
It was like a militia. It was like a bunch of people moving in a
These people
group.
were easily moving, regardless what you know.
These are educated fucking people.
No, the Sharon Tate murders. Dude, they like it was 2 guys and 2 girls, and they fucking like went in there and fucking. It was like fucking nasty. What the fuck they?
And this is coming from Jared.
People.
He works at DMV.
Well,
I'm just saying, you know, nasty. Just put it in context.
No.
For you say he's nasty, he's nasty.
Well, but they stabbed a
19 times, yeah.
Pregnant woman in the stomach.
They did more than that. They cut the fetus out and everything, right?
Yeah.
But again, is that Manson's fault? How much of that is on Manson? How much is it on the will of the people who actually committed the crime?
Manson could have said plausible deniability, but he fucking admitted that.
But even with what he admitted to, does he belong in the darkest dungeon of a prison for the rest of his life? And again, just like these guys,
but only because he became a symbol. And once you become a symbol, it doesn't matter if your trial is fair or not.
Because then you're breaking the first commandment: no false gods before me.
It's the same as like if you have a guy who's accused of being part of the 9/11 plot. Do you think anywhere he's going to get a fair fucking trial, no matter how much we claim that people are innocent?
That's what I'm saying. He was a dry run for. Look, I wouldn't put it out of possibility. I'm not saying anything. I'm just coming to this thought now, or a half hour ago. But it sounds to me like a dry run for the CIA's fucking run up to terrorism between post-Kennedy assassinations where they fucked everything up and they left so much behind because they thought they were going to walk through it and nobody was going to notice it to a point where they had to fucking now control the system. And that's, if you look at it, he basically got treated like he flew a plane into a tower.
Do you feel like Manson served in a way as a way for them to go into the whole David Koresh thing the way they did? You know, in other
They're
words,
really similar.
Very similar situations.
And I'm sure there were probably a lot of times during the David Koresh thing where the name Manson and Manson family was thrown around.
Oh my God, I think you're right. And the news probably.
I don't even know if that's true or not, and I can almost guarantee you that it probably was a comparison that people were making left and right.
Well, Koresh had a shitload of guns and he had a shitload of kids in there.
In Texas,
right there.
I know, and that's the problem.
If
you're on the right side of your neighbor in Texas, you're good. If you're on the wrong side, you're fucked.
Let's face it, the only reason they went into that compound is because they knew it was a compound that was defying the way things are done. They were self-sustaining. They had self-sustaining food. Now, granted, the guy had multiple wives or whatever the fuck, right? And that's kind of fucking weird. But I don't know if he ever abused anyone. And I don't think I've ever heard anything that has ever been considered credible when it comes to that. So then the question becomes, why would you go in and attack David Koresh? And if you follow the real story, it seems as though the ATF lit that fucking place up. And
they got tired of sitting on it, man. They got tired of sitting on it. John Reno, it was a political fucking thing. I mean, I remember watching that shit unfold on TV.
Yeah, totally, dude. Right. Yeah, totally. So what they were really afraid of the idea. I have this whole fucking thing that after the 60s, the one thing that the government really realized was that culture was the thing to be afraid of. Art, culture, music, those things were the real things. And that's why TV and radio were taken over in such a way. Where it's like, you know, nowadays you wouldn't hear certain things on the radio, like on public radio or public anything. And that's why they want to take over the internet. They're scared of the fact there's an outlet of where your ideas can fucking be expressed openly, completely.
Right, yeah.
And then there's a big problem with that, because that leads to shit like Occupy Wall Street and shit like that, where people just flood the fucking streets out of nowhere like, dude, what the fuck? It's too much open communication.
Everybody has a fucking opinion.
Mao said to read too many books is harmful, right? So to have access to too much information makes you an enemy. That's a problem for some people. To be too educated, right?
Forbidden wisdom, they call it. Forbidden knowledge and the apple and all that.
Well, it's wrong for everybody to be educated at everything.
Yeah.
Like the culture is based around being dumb as shit.
It's better for you.
You know, if you're smart, life is automatically inconvenient if you live in America. You know what I mean? Like, you don't think at all. You're kind of fucking...
If you're smart enough, though, you learn how to discuss the weather and the Mets on the 837.
You're already... Why did you do that? You know? What's the matter? Why'd you think? That was stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Why'd you think?
Why'd you think?
Why did you break the script? Don't break the script.
Don't do that. For Christ's sakes, don't think.
Yeah, but if you put a little thought into it,
you're one of
you
those
can see
thinkers. Bye-bye, thinker.
Bye,
thinker.
You see what coming?
You can see those changes coming, and you can kind of
sidestep
them.
What do you mean?
Well, like that, you're jumping the shark. Is what you're saying, right? Like you gotta play stupid, or you gotta fucking. You don't have to play stupid.
Play stupid.
No, you don't have to play stupid. You just have to play smarter. Okay? You learn how to discuss the weather and the Mets over the 837 to Freehold.
Totally right.
But, okay. When I was in third grade, Rutgers asked me to come and audit some classes, and I audited some classes. They asked me if I was interested in taking classes.
Grade?
Yeah, and they asked me if I was interested in taking any classes, and I said, yeah, no, fuck no, I'm already fucking weird enough, all right? So I took a look at the situation, I was able to side-skirt it, and then from there I went to learn to discuss the Mets and the weather and take the 837 once in a while, you know? I'm just saying, you're not doomed if you're smart.
Where did you grow up?
What?
Where did you grow up?
And a den of wolves and artists and musicians. It was beautiful. Macaroni and cheese every Tuesday night.
He grew up on a ranch, you know, with a small commune of people.
There were plenty of guns, and I had like 28 moms.
The blood flowed from the mountains like wine.
I toiled under the sun, but the evenings were fierce.
And not till my horns grew thick and full did I venture outside my homeland. And here I have come to sample your mead.
I'm gonna find women.
I was gonna say that.
Find women.
Oh shit, man.
And here we are.
Yeah. So anyway, what's the point? Charles Manson's dead. You know,
yeah, he's
it's
dead.
behind
That's
us.
Funny, though.
You know.
I don't know, man. What bothers me is
I thought we were on a break.
What bothers me with the Charles Manson thing is everyone's got all these strong opinions.
Well, that's what I keep saying. There's the pulpits are plenty and the pews are empty, man.
Like,
we're all just talking to our mirrors.
What do you mean by that?
But
okay, there's a lot of people.
You ever been in church? There's one guy speaking the sermon from the pulpit, and everybody else
I don't
is
go
listening.
to church.
But okay, well then, this is what happens
It's
in church.
pretty self-explanatory.
You go there, and there's one man who preaches. He proselytizes from the pulpit to the masses, the sheep, if you will. Right? Nowadays, there are nobody in the pulpits to listen to learn. Yes. Everybody's just talking from the pulpits. Everybody's talking to empty stadiums or to a full and infinitely full stadium.
Of themselves.
It was like,
of themselves or the internet or
whatever.
It was like the fucking Coliseum, dude. Like, it was like the whole fucking world wanted him dead, and they just put him on the fucking pulpit, and it didn't matter about like justice or the legal process or anything like that. It was just he's that like, it's, yeah, he may have been guilty, but the way that they did it, the dirty tricks, like everything about it, it was
we still talking about Charles Manson?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, what are we talking about?
The Charles Manson.
Oh yeah, right.
Like the way
dude,
that
I
they
feel,
did it,
I feel like I read years
like,
ago.
That's all. You know.
Years ago, I read that they put Charles Manson.
And that set a precedent, man. Once they did it to him, they could do it to anybody.
Well, I think it was by design. I think it was by design.
I
think it was by design.
That's the problem.
Because David Koresh, man, they tried to pin all kinds of shit on him.
Yeah.
They tried to pin shit on him too about child molestation and shit like that. But I feel like, and I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong if you're listening to this, because I want to be. But I feel like the people that followed him and lived with him, they refuted those claims. And they said that's not what it was really like in the compound. That's not what really happened. That's what they want you to think. So that it was okay to come attack him the way he did. And by the way, Bill Hicks did a report on David Koresh while it was happening. Did you ever see it? No. It's insane. Him and his buddy drove out to Waco, Texas while it was going on, and he reported live. You can watch it on YouTube from Waco, Texas. So you have Bill Hicks reporting live from Waco, Texas as it was fucking happening. It's fucking nuts, dude. Fucking nuts. But yeah, but I feel like that's what it was all about. It was not about... I feel like they made up excuses to go after him the same way they fucking do to Julian Assange. Same way. Anybody that shakes up the system. If you shake up the system in any sort of publicly visible way...
He will always get credit for shaking up the system, but he's also kind of a dick. But I'll always...
It's okay to be a dick.
Yeah.
As long as ultimately what you're doing is the right thing.
Being a dick is relative to how big the vagina is you're trying to enter.
Shake it up.
Because that is just a cocksucker.
It is hard to be just a good person and shake things up in a
No, but it's like people try to hold people it's like if you shake up the system, you have to be a messiah or something. You know what I mean? No. You can be a fucking flaw. You can be a regular person and shake up the system, and he did. So good. And he should be protected.
Well, Rosa Parks fucking shook up the system.
Yeah.
All it takes is personal conviction at some level.
But dude, you know what would happen today if the Rosa Parks situation came out? They would be like, she stole something from her neighbor when she was 13 years old. Right. Are you gonna seriously give her any fucking credit for standing up? You need to look into this. She was shitty to her teeth. Like, it would just be like a constant demonization. And it always is. And it's always just demonized. And
it is demonized.
Just
even among people who consider themselves positive.
No,
how do you view John Lennon? Positive or negative? A positive or negative influence?
Well, John Lennon is up there with Muhammad Ali as far as changing the culture of the 60s, okay? But if I was a parent in the 60s, I wouldn't want my kid discussing life over the lunch counter with him. I'd be a little nervous only because of what we were being sold as a society then.
A lot of new activists, this new generation of activists, they look at him like he's a piece of shit. John Lennon, they hate John Lennon.
Everybody's got something it's like we were saying before about
hypocrite.
Because capitalism pays
or his
for
kids,
their
there's
fucking
all sorts
Ignore
of
one of his sons, cheated on his wife, things like that.
Well, once again, once we start melding, look, they're winning once we start melding personality and art together. All right, because once you start doing that, then it becomes Orwell, and you can or Stalin, and you can write it, and then it's just Disney and ABC writing the fucking art.
Man, doesn't that make the art more interesting? Well, like if we just remained spectators and we didn't invest ourselves emotionally in everything, wouldn't you just feel like? Doesn't it just add to the story?
The reason that people can't do that is because people personalize their feel, obviously. But like, if you feel a positive emotion towards a piece of art, whatever, and you know that like a rapist made it, part of you goes, wow, I like something that a rapist made. I have a problem with that I can't fucking support that. And like, I agree with Tony that good art can come from shitty people, and you have to separate the two or else you're just fucked all the time. But I personally, there are artists that I will not support, will not put money to because of who they are and what they've done.
That's your personal choice.
But that's my personal choice.
Absolutely.
I don't necessarily think that things should be like taken out of stores across the board.
Well, that's what happens when you're the CEO. That's your personal choice for all the, for all the water that flows downhill, all the little pubs that
capitalism.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Capitalism has withered on the vine. We passed them.
Everything you've ever done, who you are, anything that defines who you are, according to a certain number of people, is now injected into whether or not you're worth the time and money for me to invest. And I won't invest if I feel like you're going to hurt my brand. And as the brand.
Welcome to health insurance.
Yeah, totally.
Welcome to a gallon of milk.
Welcome to capitalism.
Every fucking level. If you notice, they switch up. Sometimes a gallon of milk is through the roof. Sometimes it's butter. Sometimes it's eggs. There's never all three of them. It's always usually two of them are cheap. And you hear it's the avian flu. It's
you always get fucked by something.
Right, exactly. You're getting milked.
Always. Yeah. You're always getting milked.
Look like a big old fucking nipples.
What are you gonna? Comes anyway. Sugar.
Here's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna cut this second break.
And we're gonna do it around the bar.
We're gonna we might fucking do it around the bar, Tony.
But the other way,
I'll fucking do it. We might go the other way.
Don't test me on this one.
Now let me ask you something, Frankie V. Will you do? Do you have a song you do for us if I find you a beat?
Yeah, hell yeah.
That would be fucking amazing.
That would give you enough fodder.
So we're gonna come back and we're gonna fucking do that. So we got about a 20-minute break coming up. All right, Matt Clo Jose, non-fundamentalist juggalo.
My God.
If you would cut to the break, please. Everybody fucking stay on board. Share this shit, subscribe, like, and all that other good shit. And we're going to be back in about 20 minutes, and Frankie V is going to fucking do a song for us, man. That would be fucking dope. All right, we will be back
It's not the tumor.
You're listening to us. Yeah, the face.
So,
Yep.
is it normal to climb into a treehouse so you are secluded to hold in your poop?
I have to think that one through. That's a
Yeah,
lot of
think
steps.
it through. Well, let me read
It's a
you
lot
the
of steps.
description, as the description is quite amazing.
Wait, okay, go on, but all right.
Typically, myself and a buddy would get a few apples, usually Honey Crisps. Now, already we've got an interesting start here.
Right.
I don't know why.
I love a Honey Crisp.
I love a good Honey
This is-
Crisp with my bro.
This is how my turd forms in
Can
my
I
lower
ask you guys a
bowel.
question? Okay, as guys,
Yeah.
as guys,
Sure.
can you remember ever, like, with a fellow
buddy,
bro,
yeah, right.
like running through the apple orchard side by
Yeah.
side?
And like really tiny shorts.
And do you guys later, Jose, do you guys remember doing that ever in your youth?
You know, Stones and I, we often.
Did you ever do that?
We used to sashay through this.
We live an hour and a half
Garden.
outside of New York City, so
Yeah.
you know,
So
on the
apple orchard.
coast.
So that has nothing to do
so
with
we've
anything.
imagined what the apple orchards might be like
Yeah.
for some, but I
Right.
don't know.
If we run through an apple orchard here and reach for apples, we end up with like sooty fingers, and we don't know why. Where's the soot coming from?
Scorpions and shit.
But no, I mean, I remember in my schoolboy days of yore when Stones and I would skip through the
Meadows.
apple orchard,
Jinkos.
tripping over at Jinkos, grabbing
Yeah, but
tight into
think
the
of,
belt buckle.
think of how many bushels of apples your Jenkos can hold.
I never thought of that.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's what they
a
invented them for.
That's a 10 bushel pant leg.
Yeah, right. That's why Johnny Appleseed wore such big pants. He was the original.
Jinkos favored by shoplifters.
Yeah, right. Yeah, man, they're good for it.
Janko Johnnies.
Holy fuck, I get such an apple haul. Usually Honey Crisp, and go to this
Yeah,
abandoned.
shoplifters at grocery stores. They only steal apples.
If they know what's good for him.
They're like, wait,
There's
you
like
got
this
Jinkos
entire
on.
black
I'm
market
watching
pie,
you.
Yeah.
like pie facility set up down in like a dirty, like foggy London basement of like some factory
some
from
dirty
the
apple
1800s.
dealings going on. Give you
And
3
there's
Honey
these, like,
Crisps, see?
these like Cockney assholes with
Yeah.
Jankos on,
Yeah.
dumping their apple pants
Yeah.
all over the floor. And then there's
Yeah.
like one little girl in the corner with like smudge all over her face, and
Yeah.
she's sitting there shining the apples.
Yeah, right.
Like with a dirty rag.
Yeah. And the rag keeps working. We don't know why. It's it's like a ShamWow.
It's the power of little girls.
Yeah. And one guy's sitting, he's bald with like a
gross.
big gold earring. And he's like,
Fucking-
hey, Apple Pants, get over here. And Apple Pants, who's like the greatest apple thief.
Sounds like a terrible.
No, man. He comes over,
Just
but
taking-
back then they didn't have all the fancy words we have now. So Apple Pants was tough.
Apple pants twist.
Yeah, he's old Apple Pants Twist McGraw. You know? He could chuck apples at your head and fucking bust a skull open.
Sounds like a lot like present day Asia without the Jinkos.
present day Asia.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of apple.
Yeah, a lot of apple thieving going on.
Bullshit going on.
The apple politics over there are mind blowing.
They're like, fuck the air and fuck the ground and fuck the fucking plants and let's just fucking ship it all out.
Oh, that sounds American.
Well, it does. It does.
Usually
It does.
Honeycrisp, and go to this abandoned lot which has a treehouse in it. We would climb into the treehouse, sit on our bottoms, and start to eat the apples, but then start to push out our poop. Right at the last second is when we'll
like
clench
together?
our sphincters to hold it. This is where it gets weird.
Wait, that didn't happen yet?
Get ready. It makes the hair on our arms and necks stand up, and it makes us buzz and shiver all over our bodies. We'll usually finish a couple of apples and then climb down out of the treehouse and go home. We call this act corking. So whenever we cork, it has to be in a secluded place. Secluded and dimly lit is even better.
Hold on. What was the first sentence again?
It makes the hair in our arms and neck.
The whole.
What?
The whole. Like, what was the?
Typically, myself and a buddy would get a few apples. Usually, I and Chris and go to this abandoned lot which has a treehouse in it.
That wasn't the first sentence. No, the first sentence. That was not. The first, why was the heading of this post?
Is it normal to climb up into a treehouse so you are secluded to hold in your poop? And I feel like the apples have been made like a central part of this.
They had to be. They needed
that should have been the heading. That should have been more.
Like it wasn't like they like apples and also they like to not shit themselves
hungry for apples.
It's that the apples are making them shit. Like they make
me shit.
They might as well be like frolicking through like a coffee and
or like a X-Lax farm.
You might as well title it as Hungry for Apples.
Hungry for apples?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just the idea, two people just hanging out together to push their poop out to the brink of being released and then sucking it back in.
Do you think they make eye contact?
Look, I don't think this is just about poop and sphincters here.
I wanted to really think about his question when I first heard
one of the dudes is going to be like, hey, you know, if this feels good, maybe it would feel good if we just...
Do me a favor, could you look at my pink dot for just a minute when the shit begins to breach... When the corking begins to happen...
When I uncork.
I want you to boomerang this to my Instagram. So that it breaches and unbreaches. It breaches and unbreaches. That way I can enjoy it forever and probably get goosebumps watching this for the rest of my life.
Well, hashtag honey crisping.
Yeah. Hashtag honey crisping with my bro. Hashtag corking.
Honey bro.
That way you can cork eternally. You know, because that boomerang will just go forever, and people won't even know. People will be surprised. They'll be like, "What the hell am I looking at?" So that way, no one will get in trouble. There won't be any Instagram flags.
Meanwhile, his fingernails are all long because he's just sitting in his bedroom staring at his fucking shit.
He's peeling apples with his one long finger.
Yeah,
he just holds his finger straight and then turns the apple with the other hand, and it just shaves off in one long peel.
And when we witness it, we look at it and we're like, "This is more surprising because you didn't even mention the peeling in the post."
And he throws the apples over his shoulder and he's like, it's really the peels that have all the fiber.
Yeah, and then he starts munching down on the peels.
Dude, when I was really little, my grandmother would sit and peel apples a lot. I don't know why. And I would sit next to her to eat the peels. Because they were my favorite part.
You're like, Grandma, you can just, have half the work. I'll eat the peels and the apples.
Just leave the peel on.
Yeah.
She's all like fucking dolphining it up in front of her.
Yeah.
Snatching peels out of the sky like bats picking up moths. Just
Not Honey Crisp though. I'm not sure Honey Crisp apples were invented yet.
Yeah, man, they came a long way. Yeah, so anyway, we'll finish a couple apples. That's how we'll usually finish a couple apples.
Right.
And then climb down out of the tree.
Right.
The apples, man, it's just like, it sounds to me like it's like when you're going to hang out at the spot with your bro and you bring a 6-pack of beer.
Then you start shaking your shit in and out of your asshole.
You may or may not.
I mean, that's the thing you do.
Some guys just swing some golf clubs
a couple months
or
ago,
they toss the ball around.
A couple months from now, one of them's gonna get jaded and just pretend that he's doing it. The other dude's like still all into it, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm doing it."
I heard this podcast. They talked about it.
I'm corking.
Yeah,
I'm corking.
Totally,
it's happening.
I already corked.
And he's just like, oh man,
corking accomplished.
Eat another apple, and he's like, I've had plenty.
Yeah, I've kind of burned out on apples.
It's been a real treat.
Yeah.
They go on to other things.
Yeah, they eat bananas and shit.
No, like, I don't know what other things are there that they go to Taco Bell.
Oh, and they cork there?
Yeah.
Then they cork in the.
Oh man, he was pretty emphatic about that treehouse. I think that might be.
Oh, okay, so it has to be secluded.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, it's gonna be secluded.
Or like a hotel bathroom at 5 a.m.
Yeah. That's
like
got
in
the
main
extra
lobby.
fear that someone could walk in.
It makes it exciting.
Yeah, they probably won't, but Because we're in the safe hours.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if anything will ever beat the orchard and the hidden treehouse. It sounds like they ended up in Narnia.
Yeah, right. And there's no better place to cork.
And they actually talked about that in the book.
Well, there was
Edmund and
flowers
Peter
on the
corking.
walls.
Yeah, they were corking in that
Edmund
little
and
hobbit
Peter
house.
were corking.
Yeah.
And
And they were observing the hair standing up on their arms, which is quite long.
They went there at 12 o'clock every day just to hear the cuckoo of the cuckoo clock.
Yeah.
of the corking.
Of the cork clock.
They timed their poo corking to the clock fucking bird. Yeah.
And yay.
They had, I mean,
The
you got to
corking.
explore. I mean, you can't just... Can you just cork forever? I mean, would that be satisfying enough?
Eventually,
Sooner or later, your body's gonna make the rules, whether you like it or not.
Your body's gonna be like, look, this
guy
hole
writing
is,
the book on it?
Yeah. Because eventually you're loosening your hole, I imagine. You're not strengthening it.
He's like, I'm going to come up with an innocuous question to get people into this fetish.
Yeah.
And I'm going to open the floodgates on it.
Yeah, right. It starts off, people thought they were just part of an apple picking club. And then they went up to the treehouse. The guy's like, all right, now everybody squat. Yeah, now push your shit out. And then suck it back in. But only after you barely feel it.
Dudes that spit on other people and then suck it in.
Oh, yeah, gross.
It's like that, but like they're just.
There's still going to be a little bit of spittle on you.
Right. And your aunt and uncle are there at the corking party. And they're like, oh, you know,
we do this every
Like
Sunday.
a whole room full of people all doing it at once.
Yeah, and feel like, you know, at first I thought this guy was crazy, but it makes the hair on my arms stand up.
That like Grandma, we're gonna have a corking party tonight, and she makes like 80 apple pies, and there's like the whole Boy Scout troop over.
Yeah, right.
One of them's allergic to apples.
Yeah.
But he don't care.
Sprays shit all over
He's
the
like,
wall.
look, the only real reason I come here is because this bitch can cork so good. I never seen a woman this age cork so hard. It's like the grandma's like, you want some apple pie? And oops, I slipped. Slipped out. Oh boy.
Honey crisping.
Son left his dad's corpse to rot for 3 weeks so he could pocket his wages.
The guy's already dead. I say this all the time.
I gotta say, I wish I'd thought of it.
Wait, we're on to another one?
Yeah, we moved up. Moved up in the world. We're getting classy. Yeah, dad's corpse rotted for 3 weeks so he could pocket his way. I mean, you know, I think it's funny the company never wondered why the guy didn't come to work anymore after the first week.
Yeah.
You know? Man. Fuck. Drug addict left his postman's father dead body rot so he could still access wages from him. Jesus Christ.
Did he have to give him back?
I don't know.
This is a sad topic.
Yeah, this is a
You
bummer.
might have to move on. Last one was...
Top notch.
Oh, yeah. That changed everything.
Oh, that was a notch above.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let me pick a story. Police forced to stop interrogating suspect after he continuously farts replies.
What, like he's guiding his ass.
He was honey crisping.
Like a mouth.
It's like, this is how we do it at home. The cops
This
like,
is
what
how
are you
we
doing?
do it in the orchard, bitch.
Yeah, this is how we do it. This is how we
In
do
a
it.
treehouse.
Was it abandoned treehouse?
Was it Morse code?
That's the other thing. They said he answered in farts. I mean,
yeah, I mean, there's
honestly,
Dude, maybe he was
asshole.
actually saying something really important.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't communicate any other
Maybe
way.
they should have put their ears closer to his asshole to get the information.
Maybe
he's like
they
trying to
should've
tell him he's
wrote
kidnapped.
down like, you know, dashes and dots.
There's all kinds of coordinates
What
in there.
exactly would be the dash and what would be the dot?
Yeah,
Oh, I got some dashes and dots.
Yeah, I got dashes and dots. He continues to reply their questions with farts.
Did you see the guy that got arrested and started dancing?
No.
It was fucked up.
I imagine they clubbed him to
There was
death.
a video of it.
Oh, okay.
They ask
Did they
her
hit
like
him?
they
Usually
ask
they
her
hit
like
him.
it's like 2 or 3 cops behind the guy, and the guy's facing away from the cops, and they ask him to put his hands up, and he like puts his hands up and starts shimmying, and like he won't stop dancing, like he just keeps dancing, and they finally sent the fucking police dog after him, and then they got him for evading arrest, and it's like he wasn't evading,
Yeah, he's just moonwalking.
Like, he wasn't running, he wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the running man doesn't actually take you anywhere. You just stay in one spot. You
have to look that video up and check this guy out.
Yeah.
They said that he was like obviously high, which is a whole other thing.
And I got to tell you something too. There's the obviously high. I don't buy it. You need to know for a fact. You can't just. I think cops think everyone's high.
Yeah, but like when
the second you don't cower and crumple into the floor.
When the dude's shimmering, like he's
shimmering.
not.
He's shimmering.
He's not
He's shimmering like.
He seems like he's in a good mood. He's like,
like
I'll get arrested. Come on, guys, I'll get arrested.
Yeah,
you know
right.
What I mean? Like,
because he still hasn't gotten the point yet. That yes, not only are you gonna get arrested, but you're gonna lose limbs and maybe your life and your neck. And
he's like, no, come on, guys, just work for it a little.
Yeah,
just Honey Crisp with me.
Work for it a little bit.
Let's just Honey Crisp together.
Yeah,
like we're back at the old treehouse.
Yeah. Do you know how far out I can push this log before I can suck it all the way back in?
He goes like 6 feet.
Yeah, it's my best one. My best one was a 6-foot log, sucked it all the way back in. You got to do it on a clean surface, though. Otherwise, you might drag rocks and dirt and shit back in.
It looked like a giant brown
cat
snot.
litter.
Just looked like a shitty, lumpy cobra.
I ate a ton of gum that week.
Honey Crisp. Only Honey Crisp.
That's right,
flavored gum.
Yeah, that's why it looks like a bunch of melted crayons.
It slides in better.
I can suck it back up with such persistence.
Persistence.
I can.
Persistence.
I call this tailing. It's sort of like where, corking began, then became honey crisping. Now I'm snaking.
If I was a wild animal, I'd be trophy hunted.
Yeah, right. And here we left off the gum shit of the stones, just dragging 6 foot. So I was like, now I gotta start all over again.
How do you know stones wasn't the part that got cut off?
they left the gum shit?
Yeah.
Because he said trophy. So, oh, that's a lot of fun. So what have you got next there?
So, a woman at a Waffle House found a dead frog in her glass of water.
A dead frog?
Yeah, and I just want to know, I just want
a series of events in that frog's life.
Well, here's the thing.
It's like why am I on a tray?
I don't know why, but I imagined that the dead-eyed, soulless waitress just dead staring out into nothing.
Yeah, just
pouring. And like the clunk of the frog as it hits the ice cubes.
A bunch of tadpoles falling.
And then she just places it on the tray.
Yeah.
Like feeling
It takes her so long to get to her that she goes from the tadpole into a full-grown frog and then dies.
The frog's completely depressed.
The dog just takes one look.
It's floating amongst the ice.
It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Done.
It's floating amongst the ice, just waiting to be done. Just waiting for the lights to go out.
There's like little grease.
You complain
bubbles.
and she comes back and she goes, well, if it was glass, you wouldn't have been able to see it.
Yeah. Now shut up and eat your red velvet pancakes. They're delicious. Don't mind that frog. It'll jump out on its own. Water's water.
A dead frog.
A dead frog.
Where are they? Are they
How
getting their water from out back?
Yeah, they're just
it's
ladling
just like a fucking
Yeah, they ladle it out of the sewer drain.
No, I know what happened. She gave her the code word to the bartender who also so happens to peddle acid mind-tripping frog water.
Yeah, but why the fuck would she tell anyone that?
Well, she just came across the secret code by accident and then was served this mind-altering frog, and she's like, what the fuck, there's a frog in my drink.
Or the bartender he just deals in frogs. He's got a frog.
That's what I'm
He got a
thinking.
frog for every question.
Yeah. So every time she goes, "Why is there a frog here?" Another one shows up.
Yes.
That sounds like a good time.
It's like unlimited French fries at Red Robin.
Yeah, people are like, what am I gonna do with all these frogs?
Here's more
There's
frogs.
so many of them. Where are they? Are you getting all these? Like, where are these coming from?
And you give all the frogs Honey Crisp.
They're pissing on everything.
Pissing.
Well, I used to catch frogs
They're
when I was a
corking,
kid.
Piss a
Rick.
lot.
They're
Yeah.
corking.
Yeah, they would cork too.
All the frogs are corking.
Yeah.
Frogs definitely have gummy shit.
Yeah, frog shit is that's
It's
something
amazing
you
what
want to
they
mess
And they
sort
with.
of
all
fly into.
choreograph too, so they're
Yeah,
all in unison.
They shit together, so their shit actually curves and bends. And it becomes
That's
a
a
sort
lot
of
of flies,
flies.
man.
It's like the women in the 50s
It's a
dancing
lot
in the
of fucking
swimming
bugs
pool.
and shit, and just fucking.
It's basically a Disney animation.
Yeah, basically.
what, frog shitting?
Choreographed frog shitting.
Like
Yeah.
in unison?
Yeah.
In a
Word.
Together. So they're developing like a
In
own frog
in
shit
a
font.
glass
Like in a
of
pyramid?
water at a Waffle House.
Yeah.
Doing
Oh, I
pyramids.
forgot you said it was a Waffle House, not a fucking IHOP, but I guess what's the difference anymore? You know what I mean?
Levels of stickiness.
I mean, how do you even react? Like, would you get mad if you picked up your glass
yeah,
and you were like,
I get
"Excuse me,
fucking mad.
there's a
I'm
frog
pretty
in
sure
here."
it's
I
an
think it depends.
indicator of what's going on in the back.
Yeah, because that frog didn't start in the glass.
Let's get back to the bar.
A little bit more emotion.
Let's get back to the bar. Now back to the bar. Let's get back to the bar. And now for more of this.
Y'all, we're back.
What's up?
That's 2 in a row, man.
I didn't realize we were coming back. I didn't realize it was like.
I was
No,
calling
he was
out
in-
the time.
He was in the bedroom.
Oh, I missed it, man. Holy shit! What an
He's like,
asshole!
is he
I am.
grooming his
You
nutsack
look
again?
like James Franco in that fucking.
He does look like James Franco, yeah, totally.
James Frankie Franco.
Yeah, I can't decide whether that guy's a douchebag or.
Oh my god, he's
Yo, I
such a
haven't heard
fucking
people
underrated
tell me
actor,
that
dude. Did you
before,
watch
too.
that Hulu series, that 1123?
I started watching. And I just couldn't. I'm into all that
He's
Kenny
really
stuff. And I couldn't really
great
watch
in
that.
Yeah, so good, dude. So fucking good.
I did like him in This Is the End,
Dude, he was good in that too. Even though that's an overrated comedy.
and I did like him.
Yeah?
Oh no, I don't think so. No, no. What's great about it is the interpersonal play going on between them. It's more like they're breaking down the fourth wall in parts, and to me that's the most fascinating part about it. And there's just some great shit when Danny McBride's got Channing Tatum in the sex slave thing on the chain.
That's
It's funny.
funny.
Okay.
Tate Young.
He's like, "Wait, you tell me you all partied last night and James Franco didn't suck some dick? Now I know you all tripping." Or when Danny McBride, "I'll paint this whole goddamn wall. I'll paint this whole goddamn wall. You probably gotta use a sock. I don't need no fucking sock." It was way better than Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
I like.
Really? You think so? You think it was better than
Pineapple Express? The only good thing though was the opening credit. Man, the opening credit was fucking hilarious. Almost as good as Super
What, with Bill
Troopers.
Hader?
Whoever it was.
When he was doing the thing, he was like, "Fuck you," and he fucking kill him. Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking genius, man.
But the rest of it, I felt was lacking. Like I prefer Her Royal Highness over that.
Huh?
I was saying to Rick, we're on the air right now.
Oh yes, I know. I'm sorry. I'm getting to a place where
Matt
we're ready
looks
to.
over at me like, does he know?
Does he?
Do I say something?
We are getting ready to go live here right now with Frankie V.
No, we are live.
We are live. Yes,
That's what we're just
welcome
saying.
back.
We've
So
been
welcome
live.
back.
We've been
I know
live.
we've been live, man. I'm just,
I'm just telling you we've been live. That's all. I know we've been live. What do you know?
I'm just working on this shit. That's all.
Go solve a quadratic equation. Leave
Yeah.
me the fuck alone, kid. Ain't you got homework?
Okay, so you're gonna use this microphone right here, man. So you
Word
feel
to
free
the
to
bird.
make that a little bit more comfortable. At least I hope. The wire goes through. I know it's fucking. Hold on, man.
It's all Gucci.
What's this comment?
What does it say?
It has a plug.
Oh, I thought it looked more like a snake and then just a blue circle.
So maybe
Yeah, with the blue circle
It means
now.
that you're pregnant. I think.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Clearly.
Or is it pink? Is it the pink dot? I don't want to give you a dot. Plus sign, minus sign, as well.
Okay. So we're ready to go. We're ready to go live here, right?
I know these things. We are live.
Okay.
We've been live.
That's not what I meant.
I'm gonna spit a verse.
Okay. You ready? You ready to do that? Yes.
Word to the bird.
Okay. So let's play some music. Let's get a beat going. Yeah. Are we ready to go?
What up, y'all?
Hi.
I'm performing.
No, don't worry about that part. That's fine.
Performing.
You don't have to worry about that.
December 23rd at Paul's Tavern. Come
Oh.
peep me out. And we're gonna get reckless there too. Me and my big bro Mikey, Team Rock a set, and Matt Lagoon if he decides he wants to make it.
It's not about wanting, man. I might have family shit going on that night. I said, no, I probably will be there.
That too. He's
Damn.
the man, but if he makes it, he's the man. If he doesn't, he's still the man.
If he doesn't,
He's still
I
the
want
man.
to go. It's like Christmas.
You know what, Matt? You're right though, dude. I should fucking make that.
the road to not going to the show is paved with good intentions, Matt.
Isn't that basic non-fundamental juggalo stuff?
Just
Ah.
saying.
Talk to your microphone.
Yo.
That's where he is. He's number 4. We're gonna record both of those though. All right. Now we're ready to do this. I think we have more than one. I think we have more than one live feed going to our Facebook page right now. So, okay. All right, we're ready to go.
It sounds good.
You ready, Matt?
It sounds good. It sounds like the best deal I've ever heard.
Here we go.
It sounds, if anything, it just keeps getting sweeter every time, if I'm being honest with you. Yep. Is it the end of your whole thing there?
Yo.
And I'm Rick, and welcome to Ice and the Face 174.
What's up?
We're also sponsored by UndercoverCondoms.com. So go to iceandtheface.com and click on the condom wrapper on the side, and you will go to a land of condoms, just everywhere, dangling from the trees, growing up from the grass, being shit out of the backs of caribou.
This is just what happens when shit's live, okay?
Yeah.
What is it playing? Vanilla Ice?
No, Ice in the Face is another podcast.
I'm looking and like, Rick's not saying a thing, but I'm hearing him in my headphones. I'm like, wait, hold on. What's going on?
Am I the grounds for sculpture?
Yeah.
Talking about cock cozies?
Probably.
Sack cozies?
Something about balls.
If you know me, stuff
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Bat winging, man spreading.
Or ball fondling,
comfort-
or ball tickling.
I got a reputation.
Manscaping. What was it when the balls were hanging in the picture?
Well, I was talking about the
Manscaping? No.
Manscaping. That's what it was.
Yeah. Places my dick has been.
No, man.
That was a great site. That's a great Instagram.
All right, so here we go. You ready to go, dude? I'm sorry about that.
You ready to go live?
Matt, you ready? Here we go.
Maybe.
Cindy, are you ready?
Okay, one more time. What song are we gonna hear?
Some verses. I don't know. He's pulling up a beat, and I'm just gonna spit
freestyle.
some rhymes.
He's gonna wing it.
For you guys, come see me December 23rd at Paul's Tavern, and it'll be awesome.
Here we
And
go.
bring a shotgun.
Depending on if Matt's there or not.
Yeah, Matt. The only way Matt will enjoy the set is with a bottle of tequila and a shotgun.
Here we go.
Yeah, right? Well, I don't drink anymore, but shotgun is always a good time.
But he's enthusiastic
Well,
about the idea.
Yeah, it was just a shot.
If you get a monkey, you know you're guaranteed. Shotguns and monkeys and whiskey, tequila.
Oh,
here we go.
Yeah. Yo. I'm the Doctor of Doom, watching them through optical zoom. You could telescope, got binocular view. Cock it and boom, I can hit you from on top of the moon with a rocket launcher at your block for getting shot with your goons. I'll pretend that I'm a janitor, unlocking your room at the ER, then beat you with the mop and the broom. You'll probably sue, but it ain't for bad hospital food, cause you're a fruit up in court like tropical juice. Redneck style, when I handle the metal, double barrel in the force, you could dance with the devil. Bullets flying through the trees like when you slam on the pedal. You'll get led in the woods like Hansel and Gretel on an animal level. When I pick your convertible up into the air and then I'm flipping it vertical. You don't want to see me angry cause I'm itching to murder. I'll have a dickhead shook like when I piss in the urinal. So y'all better be armed heavily, kinda like a long centipede. If y'all step to me off Hennessy, better than that, better be getting the remedy at 7-Eleven, getting my sack, mentally getting my energy back. You're not Rilla with skill, I'm a lot illa. I got killers to fill up the spot. You got Skrilla to drop every bill in your pocket you got. Still I have my squad stomping out your whole block like Godzilla or King Kong suspenseful. With the instrumental, I'm gripping the pencil and slipping the clip in the metal. This kid is a rebel, the mix together with a bit of the devil. Get slugged like when I finish sipping the rebel. It's bum fights. Y'all know I got business to settle. Get slumped like when the fists get leveled and punch night. If you're getting disrespectful like a monk with a blunt when I hit him in the temple.
Awesome, dude.
Thanks, guys. Love y'all. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. No pun intended.
I love that the second that you're done, you just giggle. It's just like,
like I don't even know what I just did.
Well, dude, it's awesome having you.
Yo, you guys are
awesome, dude.
best.
Thank you so much for fucking performing.
Dude.
oh my god.
It's alright. It's happening.
Everything's over.
I had to spoil it.
Now we have to start all over
Tickle
again.
time is done.
No
Like
more
right at the
giggles
end of the
around
bowl of
here.
cereal, I spilled milk on myself.
Yeah, right. So you go home smelling like you've been drinking all night.
Listen, hey, everybody, dude, thank you again, Frankie, for being here today.
Thank you for having
Very
me
fucking
so
much.
much.
It was awesome, dude, having you
You
here.
guys are the best.
And where do people find you online?
You can find me on Facebook.com/FrankieV123, or you could just find me Frankie Viola on Facebook, and Frankie Viola on YouTube. You'll see me doing a handstand, you know, getting my yoga on. I do that too. Namaste.
Dude, thank you so much for being
Yeah,
here.
I love you guys.
Oh,
yeah! Those twice!
So anyway.
He's the sober one. Guys.
Yeah, right, dude.
He's just secretly trying to dump out all your alcohol.
I did it that time.
He's undercover straight edge.
He's like party fouls.
If you want to find more of us or whatever, just hit like or subscribe and all that shit and do that other thing. And go to the Twitters, Awesome Talk TV, and Instagram. There's all kinds of good shit there, and go there and hit that and all that other shit. And thank you, so much for drinking with us. And hey, everybody, that's Awesome Talk. Thank you very much. Hey.
Golf for applause.
That's it, you ready?